1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Attack the Talk. I am your host, AJ. Joining me currently is the awesome, amazing, talented Zach Attack. And as you can see right there in frame, we have our special little guest. We have little Coda. Coda's here.
Coda, you want to say something to your new fans?
Yeah, 100%. We got chat is going crazy right now. Our friends are here.
Literally crazy.
We have
they're bonkers, bananas. No, you can't eat the mic. I'm so sorry.
We have
that was not
Tish
a trick.
in chat. Tish was the first chatter that we had today. The second chatter would be our favorite Jaegerist, and that is Jacob, who is slacking a little bit today. I'm kidding, Jacob. Only giving you a hard time, but yeah, Jacob's here in chat. I saw earlier in chat we had Zebra Cakes as well. Shout out to all of you. Appreciate you all so much. And we were talking One Piece earlier. We're ready for our One Piece live action season 2 updates. And what do we got going on? Right here, we
got some crazy accusations being thrown in chat today, AJ.
Jacob saying, "Oh, mommy Tashigi," when Smoker was in her body.
That's
and
crazy.
Tish goes, "Isn't she a child?" And then Jacob goes, "No, bro. Fuck. I gotta look this up now."
He didn't even know before.
He goes, "No, 21, then 23, just like Perona." Oh, okay. I feel like Jacob's gonna lose it when we get live action Perona. But nonetheless, welcome, and I want to welcome all of our listeners who are here with us and who are listening to us and who are who are here, who are joining us. We are gonna continue on with the story. We will be doing part 2
I smother him too much.
of episode 8 of season 4. Again, that episode's name is Assassin's Bullet. If you guys were here and listening with us last week, you know that this episode is going to be an emotional one. Oh, I don't know if you guys are ready for it, but you know what? We got to talk about it, and we'll do it together, as always. And, oh, man. Sometimes we'll just rip it, like a freaking Band-Aid. Just rip it like a Band-Aid. All right?
Yup.
Even though I end it with, I'm not even going to go ahead and spoil anything.
You heard me.
Let's just say,
AJ.
Everything I just said is a lie. We're not going to rip it like a Band-Aid, okay? We're going to go and talk about it today. We're going to go ahead and talk about it next week. And it's going to be an emotional one.
The cliffhanger for clickbait is crazy.
Yeah, I know. I had to. We love a good cliffhanger.
We want you guys to come back.
Yeah.
It's not like you won't anyway.
F. Connie. Whoa.
Hey, you know what? I would use your Fifth Amendment right now, buddy boy.
I feel like Connie is only looking out for his friends. He's so happy to have his friends there. If you should say F to anybody, it should be F stands for flock. That's what the F should stand for.
Yo.
Flock. Because remember, Flock's the one who's causing the distraction here. Tish goes, Jacob was voting for Connie from his burner accounts. Oh,
the jury will decide your fate.
I forgot about that. Yes, we do have a poll question to go ahead and talk about. Not joining us right now is the talented and amazing Lex. Lexi will be joining us very, very shortly. And we'll go ahead and we'll talk about the poll question. I'm excited to go ahead and talk about it and see what the results are. I'm guessing that if I'm guessing, it's going to be an overwhelming favor for one character. And F. Flock just says, Jay goes, I would never. Jay goes, Flock stood
denying the allegations. Damn, all you're doing is increasing your chat ban.
That's crazy. You know what's crazy about that is that there's no forgiveness here. You can't even go ahead and really kind of just like you can't even, I don't know, like there's no reason behind like Flock getting away with what he's doing, what he's causing here. He's causing a serious distraction here. I wish he did too. Business, and Tish goes, wish he stood in front of the bullet. Damn.
That's the business I wish he stood on.
That's
sacrifice.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Sacrificing yourself for a lady.
Yeah. I will say though that what's crazy about this, because I haven't seen the results. I figured he was going to be an overwhelming favorite. Coda right now is just chilling, so I'm going to go ahead and do a little zoom in action. So we go ahead and get like Zach.
My eyes are here.
Yeah. And I went ahead and I know this was a poll question that we maybe potentially talked about, I think last week, but then I went ahead and I let Lex know. I was like, hey, we should go ahead and post that poll question we talked about. And then the characters I had in mind were Connie, Sasha, and Jean. I was like, we'll go ahead and we'll throw those 3 up there and just see what, you know, I know it's a difficult thing to go and vote on, but which character would we want Gabi to go ahead and kill off?
You didn't want to give them an out.
Exactly. And then Lexi decided to go ahead and add Flock in there, and she told me, and I was like, oh, I was like, okay.
Good decision.
I was like, well, Jacob's not going to be a fan of that one, but also, hey, valid. You know what? Hey, it's valid.
We still got the message loud and clear.
Yeah. And Jacob was the only ones that lived were Flock, Levi, and Aaron. Oh my gosh.
Levi wouldn't have wanted that.
Levi, yeah, would 100% not want that.
That would have been Flock's paradise.
That would be an absolute nightmare for Flock. I mean, for Levi, I should say. Flock too, I guess, because I feel like if you're in a room with Levi and Aaron, you're automatically like, you're just a bitch boy. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like Flock just, we talked about, and I gave Flock credit on his loyalty, his unwavering loyalty, but if you're in a room with Levi and Aaron,
that's not AJ's type of loyalty, you know?
You're automatically like, you're on the out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Flock has his moments, and I'm not a fan of this moment. I'm not a fan of it. But nonetheless, guys, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about it. I'm excited for us to go ahead and talk about it, cover it, and get into our breakdowns, and even just go ahead and try to execute the story with our attempt at voice acting. And Tish goes, Flock is naturally a bitch boy.
Yep. That's his natural
And Jacob goes, Flock kills people, remember?
Flock's base form is bitch.
Yeah, Flock did kill people. It's so crazy to me that, like, of all the people to survive that damn freaking suicide run, had to have been Flock, right?
Of all people.
He could off everyone, I don't care.
That's crazy. He could off Aaron,
everyone?
Care.
Everyone.
Even Aaron, that's including Aaron.
Wow. That's crazy. I don't know if Flock even could do that. I feel like Flock, the moment he like steps up to the wrong person, he's done.
Yeah. Mikasa.
Powers in his swoop.
Mikasa would steps up to Armin.
I know. That crazy.
Powers in his swoop.
But yeah, guys, we do have that poll question to go ahead and cover. I'm excited for us to go and talk about it. Right at the top, spoiler warning, of course, because if you don't know what happens in Attack on Titan, especially this moment in season 4,
that's your fault.
My goodness gracious, you chose the wrong episode to go ahead and get spoiled.
I know.
The wrong
time
one.
Jump in. Go back, bro. Take a step back. Take a breather. Start the story at the start.
Let's just say that a certain important character is going to be gone pretty much from this point.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not happy with it. I'm just gonna say, Jacob says, this. I'm just gonna say this. That scene, Flock versus everyone. I mean,
he loses.
The thing with Flock though is that, like, yeah, I mean, he's like a roach in that scene. He just won't. Well, I think you know. Okay, you're talking about the scene out over on the harbor. Right, the port where they're getting ready to try to take off, right?
Yeah,
and
he missed that. He missed that. Thing.
And that scene, I will. Okay, so I will admit that Flock showed his heart.
Yeah,
he did everything he could for what he believed in.
Showed his determination,
and
that's about it.
While it was for a side that I'm not a fan of, I mean. We saw that scene. I'm not gonna get too carried away, but Connie had to do some shit that he wasn't a fan of, right? Mm-hmm. And yeah, Flock went ahead and to your point early on here in chat, Flock did stand on business.
Damn right he did.
But I mean,
cannot deny that. But that's one time out of how many?
It's like Zach said. Like ultimately, he still loses though. You know?
Yeah.
So
his base form is bitch.
Like. But everybody has their moment, you know, and that was Flock's moment, okay?
See, we can all agree that he had that one moment.
Like, honestly,
there's no other
I don't know.
redeeming quality.
Jacob, you have to go ahead and help us here. And I can't think of another moment. You know, if you want to go ahead and say that moment where he fucks up things over in that like airport freaking that garage they got over there.
That has nothing to do with Flock.
And Aaron was beating up Armin.
I know.
I know. Like Flock wasn't involved in that. Yeah, he did his small one, not big but very tiny. Yeah, he had his one moment.
He had a glint of coolness.
Like I'm thinking of another moment too, where like really, Flock. That was his shining moment.
Yeah,
because
that was it.
Other than that, I mean, he's trying to go ahead and argue that we should go ahead and keep Irvin instead of Armin. But he lost that too. Mm-hmm. And then, he
didn't stand on business. He tripped on business.
And then he goes out there and he tries to prevent them from flying. Right? He goes and guns down the plane, and he loses there.
Jacob, murder is not badass.
Executing people, that was kind of badass.
Unless you're John Wick.
I feel like, even just with executing, like, I don't know. Like, he has that one scene where he's like asking questions and he's being very, very kind of like a little bit Joker brain with it. Mm-hmm. And he decides to go ahead and just shoot the person. Like, that was, that was a moment.
I don't know, true.
That was a moment, but again, like, I don't know. I just felt like he's just trying a little too hard. But he's trying to fit in, He's trying to go ahead and find his role in the story. Like, it's fine.
He just wants to be seen.
It's perfectly fine. And hey, joining us now is, as I said,
say hi to him.
The amazing and talented
He's
Lexi.
Just kind of tired and warm.
Lexi is here.
Hey guys.
And Lexi's spotted. Oh, cute.
She's distracted.
Dakota.
He's super friendly. Like, he's desensitized. You can touch his paws and shit.
Oh.
That's Thea.
Lexi has joined us, and Lex,
His go-to.
we're having little
Yeah, he has a lot of spots.
we're having pre-poll question conversation, Lex.
Yeah.
Talking about what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about the results because I haven't told you them yet.
No, we're not talking. We don't know the results, but what
We don't know the exact results, but we know.
We're talking about one character in particular. We're talking about Flock.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay because Jacob's here, right? Yes,
Yeah,
he is.
Jacob's
but
here.
it's okay, Jacob, because look at the story. I made him like the centerpiece of our announcement that we're going
did
live
you?
today. Yeah, I made Falco like the centerpiece of it.
I'm sure Jacob will
and he
appreciate
slid
that.
up on it and was like, W post Lex. And I was like, I did it for you,
Of course
Jacob.
he was.
I did it for you.
That's hilarious. Also, Tish, well, I want it right off the bat, Lex.
Also, hello, everyone.
Who do you think was the first person in chat?
Today, I think it was Tish.
Yeah.
You would be right.
Yes.
Tish was first. Jacob was
I'm
after.
telling you, dude, me and Tish are like that.
Yeah, and Tish also mentioned that when it comes to the poll question, she goes that she believes that let's just say the results are going to be a little, I don't know, skewed. I think that she said that pretty much. Jacob
We had a
used all of
repeat
his many
offender
accounts
return.
to vote for
I was
Connie.
going to pretense with that because when I saw that we were tagged in a story post, I was like, oh my God, who did it? And I see that Jacob posted on his story, everyone, if you have any sense in your mind, you will vote for Connie.
Oh, damn.
And he was like, King Flock, da-da-da, Jacob doing Jacob
Bro was
thing.
literally
Tried to lead the
spewing
revolution.
propaganda.
And I slid up on it and I was like, hey, I get the whole Flock thing. But what did Connie do, bro?
I know. We were talking about that.
And Jacob's response was, I don't know, I just picked him. I was like,
Well, I couldn't pick Sasha.
he goes, I don't know, I just picked him.
my
I was
God.
like, dude,
Flipped a coin for him or Jean.
what did my boy do?
Yeah. Oh, Zebra Cakes is saying that she actually is always first, but never talks. And
Yeah, she's actually
you know
our
what?
admin.
I appreciate
You're
you,
paid
baby.
to be here now.
I
Yeah.
appreciate the support. I appreciate you
You're
always.
funded.
You're always number
You get
one in
paid
my
in
heart.
shout outs.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
The
Shout out to
beautiful
Zebra
and
Cakes.
lovely.
I wish you could be here to meet the boy.
You know what? Okay.
I
I'm
know.
not going to go ahead and put you on blast, baby. I will say, though, that
Do it.
I said, hey, Zach's bringing Coda today. Do you want to go join the podcast? And she wasn't able to go ahead and make it, obviously.
Uh huh.
But
I know.
but she will
So
after
chill.
after
I know,
noticing
dude.
Coda over on stream. 100%. I know the Zebra Cakes can do whatever she can to go ahead and see Coda the next time. So,
100%.
Have him and Blue met yet?
No.
no, actually, the moment that Coda went in and
scared
stepped
the
foot
shit out of
inside,
him.
Yeah, what happened?
both the dogs were they were over behind the gate and they both were just like.
yeah.
You know the meme of the monkey shaking the cage?
Yeah,
That's
that was-
what it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coda was just like, let me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been the same. Sorry, bud.
And what's
Gotta
funny
loosen
though,
up,
it's funny
though.
is you trimmed Blue's face.
Yeah.
So he's out there behind the gate going crazy. And he looks
He
like
looks
freaking
like a
Crash
demon.
Bandicoot.
Literally.
Literally, is like freaking like. Whoa!
Because when he's shaved, you realize how skinny his nose actually
Yeah.
is. Like how, because it hides so well because he just grows a beard so well,
Yeah.
you know, kind of like
Because it
his,
grows wide.
kind of like his dad right here. But yeah, I shaved Blue and Toby's face, and Toby looks good. His is a little chueca. It's a little fucked up, but it's fine. He wouldn't sit still. So Toby looks good, and Blue just looks like a different breed.
Yeah. It just
But you
looks
look
like,
into his eyes, and it's still Blue.
It looks like
so,
a different dog.
yeah.
Yeah, snout
he looks
reveal,
like a
pretty much. Yeah.
He looks like a border collie.
Yeah, Zebra Cakes goes, I'm at the opening reception. Yep, that's right.
It's
That's
the
true. Damn
equivalent.
right.
We
He
did-
says she pre-games because she watches you get ready.
Yeah, exactly.
we decided that the idea of shaving Blue's face is the equivalent of when Dad shaves his mustache.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like don't
Which I
ever
think
do
I
that
may
again.
have only seen maybe like once or twice in.
I was gonna say I think I've only seen it once in like my whole life,
Yeah.
and it was like it was probably just some accident that Dad
Yeah.
accidentally like the clip fell off or something.
You goes,
No, literally,
take the
like
mustache off?
when I think about my dad as a
I thought it
kid.
was super glued on there.
When I think about my dad as a kid and he tells me all his fun little stories, I imagine it like George Lopez style. Like it's this big grown up head on a kid body.
Yeah.
With,
With
the,
the
full
mustache
mustache
and
and
everything.
goatee.
he always has the goatee. So like.
Yeah.
just how it
Always
is.
there's always a goatee.
I didn't know
always.
that it came off. I thought it was like a Lego thing. He takes it off at night, like,
Yeah.
and he puts it back on in the morning.
I thought he was born with it. Sorry. For those of you that have dads
thought he
with like
spawned with
mustaches
it.
and beards, you get it.
Yeah, for anybody that knows their dad just to have a certain kind of facial hairstyle and it's always been that style, like of course anything's gonna be different when the style is not the style.
Isn't that crazy how like much something on your face can really change the way that you look? What is this?
Are we?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Because
Let's think about
you
what
know
we want
what?
to order.
After spring or during spring break, one of my PE kids
Mr. Potato Head.
got contacts, so he doesn't have glasses, and he shaved his head after
Oh my
having like a
gosh.
nice little flow.
That's crazy.
And I saw him in class when we came back from spring break. And at first, when I walked up, like I walk up from like behind the class, so they don't see me when I'm walking up to them. So I was walking up and I was looking over and I was like, "Who's in David C?" I was like, "Who is that kid?" And then I was looking over at my coworker. I was like, "Do we have a new student?" And he was like, "Do we?" And I was like, "Oh my God, no, that's David." I was like, "That
Oh
is
my
David."
gosh.
And I had no idea. Another kid today shaved his head. Oh my God, I had two kids
Why-
today who shaved their head.
Is it because of the heat or something?
They must be in some kind of little league together or
lice?
something.
Okay.
Maybe. I had two kids that shaved their head, and one of them had a little like bowl cut flow, and the other one I actually kind of disappointed that he shaved his hair.
You said he had the one with the flow?
No, there's a different one.
Oh.
Two different ones
third.
today. These are different
Third.
kids. This is not David. These are two different kids.
There's 2 and 3.
So one of them had like a little bowl cut flow, shaved his head. Just looks different. The other one, he used to have a low taper fade, right? With everything up here, the length of my hair. I kid you not. He had just only up here a
Yeah.
ponytail every day.
Wow.
And he looked like a Jedi, man. He looked so cool.
And he
That's so
decided
dope.
And he
just-
walked up to school today, and I was like, "Where's your hair?"
Who let you do that?
I was like, "Oh, you got a haircut, Steven?" He was like, "Yeah, I did." I was like, "Okay."
Did you have to try to show that you weren't disappointed?
No, I showed that I didn't. I was like, "Okay,
Yeah,
okay."
because I feel like if any adult shows a child that like they don't like their look, it like they take that shit to heart.
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna bully
yeah,
me.
totally.
Yeah.
Man, I would
Totally.
have been like,
Yeah, totally.
You did an amazing decision, bro. Sure.
Yeah.
The man bun, child bun.
It wasn't a bun though. The thing is, it looked like if he put it in a bun, it would have been exactly the way you imagine a hipster bun. But it wasn't a bun, so it wasn't hipster. He had it flowing. It literally looked like he straightened his hair every morning. It was so luxurious.
You know, it's funny, Zebra Cake, she
Like
has
a
her
fucking
stories now
horsetail.
too, because now that she's also a teacher, she said,
Ooh.
I had a gel cast on my hair because I didn't feel like straightening my waves. And
Okay.
all the kids were like, why is your hair wet today?
That's crazy.
Oh
She told
my
me,
god!
She told me that
they're
today.
too honest.
She told me that today there was like a little
They're
girl
too
that actually
honest.
just straight up just asked her because like you know those Gatorade bottles that had the nozzle in where you can go ahead and just kind of like whatever twist the thing and just kind of
Yeah.
like
The Gatorades with the nipple.
yeah
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are the best ones.
yeah exactly. So Zebra
Straight
Cakes
from the
had one
nipple
of
of the
those
gator.
right. Had one of those Gatorades
Gator nip.
and this little girl like again just all the confidence in the world went up to her and asked her, "Can I have your Gatorade?" Like
No, they'll do that. They'll do that.
yeah.
They're just way too honest.
And
way
she
too
goes,
honest.
Zebra Cake goes, also some kid punched a teacher in the stomach yesterday. Like,
That's
what?
wild.
Yeah. And then Jacob goes, W kid.
W kid.
Yeah.
JK, that's bad. Good. Way to take it back.
I love that though, because it's like, no, you can't.
Yeah, it's crazy because now that we're all adults, we just know that that is the bar. Like, that's the bar. That is standard.
Don't hit people.
To, like, not
Yeah.
immediately be like, your hair looks bad. Or, like, not immediately be like, I want that.
We
Give it to
developed
me.
filters.
Like, there's filters, but kids don't have that yet.
Yeah, 100%.
But thankfully, all the things my kids say to me are like compliments.
Oh, dude.
They could literally spend the whole class complimenting me, and I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, Zebra Cakes went ahead and told me the other day that like the kids were like giving her hugs, they were saying goodbye, and the teacher that was there that day because right now Zebra Cakes is like being like the assistant and
Mm-hmm.
learning. The teacher was like, "Why do you let the kids hug you?" And then she said that turned into a full on like just like trauma dumped from the teacher.
What?
Talking about how I was like, yeah, I don't let the kids touch me because of, and then just went on. Zebra Cake is like, girl, like this is literally the first day I'm working with you.
This is my
And the funny part about it is that she said that this teacher is a girl
Zebra
that
Cakes, that means that you make people feel comfortable.
100%. That's what I told her
Yeah.
You
too.
just have that energy about you.
So
to be
there are
honest.
teachers that are known. They're like, I guess they're two teachers that are known to be more on the quiet side or whatever and stuff, or maybe on a little bit more like the stern
more
side,
reserved.
whatever.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, when talking with Zebra Cakes, they're just like, able
Comfy.
to open up and be comfortable. For 100%.
No, you're a comfortable
That's super
person to
cool.
talk to,
Yeah.
Zebra Cakes. So
You have
that's
a very
why.
warming presence.
Yeah. Zebra Cakes
She's
goes,
like, that's why everyone always trauma dumps on me.
Yeah, she goes,
You gotta
they
be more of an
said,
asshole if you don't want that.
she said, they said I lied to them because my hair was straight last week. Yeah.
Oh no, honestly, you can do that and kids will be like, are you kidding me? Like they'll feel so betrayed.
Yeah.
Like I went like a day like with lashes on or something to work, and the kids were like, Miss Lexi, you look so pretty today. I was like, oh,
Wow.
thanks. And they're like, I had like a few boys that were like, do you have lashes on, Miss Lexi? I was like, no. You know what? What outfit item I get commented on the most out of any other thing I wear is just my corduroy pants.
Oh, really?
I'll just wear corduroy, my Empires, and every single class, I'll have a kid, some guy, some little boy ask me, Miss Lexi, are those Empires? Like feeling so cool. And I'm like, yeah, they are. And he's like, cool.
Sick.
Cool. And I'm like, why? He's like, Empires are cool. I'm like, okay.
They are.
And then next class will be like, Miss Lexi, are you wearing Empires? I'm like, is there something I don't know? Why shouldn't
Are
I be wearing
Empire's
these?
hip on TikTok now?
I think
Yeah, I
that what
was
it
like,
is
what do
though
you
is I think that
mean?
like when it was again I kind of talked about this with Zebra Cakes a little bit, but like the perception of age and the perception of like when kids have it like they see an adult they immediately think like old, right?
Yeah.
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 And so
like,
it's so
outdated.
Yeah. And so it's like anytime like
I'm the newer model.
I say in air
Yeah.
quotes, anytime an old adult
Yeah.
wears something that like the kids would wear,
Non-kid.
like like a youthful person would wear,
Yeah.
they immediately are like, oh shit, like hey, those are cool.
Yeah, those
You're
are
a kid at heart, huh?
You know
Yeah,
what?
those are cool.
Valid. Like they'll
Yeah.
literally be like, "That's cool, Miss Lexi."
Dude,
I
would
literally
too.
asked some kid. I was like, "You were the third person to make a comment about this today. What is up with the Empires?" And they're like, "Just good pants." Like,
That's crazy.
And you know what? They're
what
right.
you mean?
They're right.
I'm like,
Empire's good pants.
you're right. I do really like Empires. Cool. I didn't know that was like a hip thing to wear.
No, I didn't either. I'm gonna start wearing all my empires now.
Honestly, I'm purposely not wearing mine now.
Honestly, I have a lot of empires.
Gatekeeping.
I'm purposely not wearing my empires
Yeah.
to work specifically
No.
because I'm just so tired of kids being like, she's wearing empires today. Like,
Oh, I'm sure they hear like
What does
20
that
times
mean?
a day. Yeah, this weekend I went to a Sky Zone for my cousin's 9th birthday party, and I'm so low-key recovering from the rib, and I'm a big dude, and Sky
Yeah.
Zone is a lot smaller than I remember it. And
well, you're you've gotten a lot bigger since
Yeah,
last
that's
time you were
true.
there.
that's very true. So I didn't jump, and they go on for about like 30 minutes after we show up, and we all go into the big like food room and everything. And my baby cousin James walks up to me. He's not a baby anymore, but he goes, "I'm so glad you couldn't jump with us. I'm so glad you couldn't jump with us." I was like, "Excuse me?" He goes, "You would have chased me all day. You would have beat me up." I was like, "Nah." I mean, yeah, I would have beat you up. I would have taken you to dodgeball, and I would have pelted you in the face. But he's like, "See? I'm so glad you couldn't jump with us today." I was like, "That's it. I'm gonna get you back." So me and another cousin, he finally was like wanted to hang out with us after like food and cupcakes. He's like, "Can I sit on your lap?" I was like, "Yeah, you can." Like, actually, go grab me a cupcake. He goes, and my cousin Zenny goes, "Grab me a cupcake too." So he grabs 2. And he was like, "Here you guys go." We go, "Thanks." Boom! We smash him both in his face.
Oh, damn.
Oh my God.
Immediately goes, boom, gets it all over us. So that was fun.
This is over in Sky Zone?
Yeah. But we just got, it's like, not like it hit the floor, got on stuff. It was
it's
just
being
us.
playful and stuff.
His mom was pretty mad,
Just
and
some
then I pulled
frosting.
out wipes and I wiped his face. She was like, "Never mind."
You didn't get
Like,
the
I
frosting
got wipey.
over the nose area, right?
No.
Sometimes you get that frosting or that whatever kind of cream action up over it, like or the whipped cream or
That's so
something, you know.
bad.
And
You
then
have to hope you have a Q-tip.
and then
got
you got to
like-
get all that stuff out because if not, you get that spoiled milk smell.
Or if it it didn't get in his ears because I feel like that would suck.
We pretty much both hit like temple
Just
and
temple.
squished up. So literally his hair was
gave him, like, a mohawk.
his hair was like this with like frosting in it.
That's so funny.
That was the fun part to get out. It was cute.
Yeah, kids are too honest.
That's
But
Sky Zone.
I'm kind of into it though.
That's Sky
he's so
Zone.
Because you don't have to
feeling.
guess what they're
So
thinking.
Brooklyn, his sister, who's 4 right now, she goes, "Why can't you jump with me? Why can't you?" Because she's over here on the trampoline. She's like, I was like, "Nah, dude, I'm not
That
doing
Sky
that."
Zone feeling though, when you walk out of the parking lot and you still feel
you're
like
like-
you're
Oh
like,
yeah, you still
You
feel,
feel
those
like an
springy,
idol character
It's
in
like
like a
when you
fighting
step
game.
off a treadmill and you feel like you're still walking on a treadmill afterwards.
they want to see a little.
Yeah.
They want to see a little Coda action.
Oh yeah, get a dog cam.
Yeah, you guys can take a peek, see doodle. He's sleeping. Clip it. That's my baby boy.
Oh.
Coda, say hi. Coda, say hi.
Look at him.
No, he's out. He's out like a light. Good boy, Papa.
Coda's corner. I love that.
Dude, Coda's corner.
Now you
That's
just
smart.
get me again. I'm so sorry.
They're like, go back.
I wish we could keep the camera.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, he's a thick sleeper. This is normally nap time for him too.
That's so real. That's so real of you for that.
But we ate at 6 today.
Oh, speaking of, we
Not
got to
6.
decide
We
on
ate
what
at 5:30 today.
Yeah, dude, order burrito track.
We're not doing Brio Track.
He's in nap mode.
If
He'll
you
be
know,
up-
you know.
He'll be up in like 30-40 minutes, like full energy.
Boo, bring the dog back.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Where's the womp womp sound?
I know.
That's the wrong one.
What sounds good?
I can always go for Chick-fil-A.
I'm kind of down for that. I'll get a chicken noodle soup.
Chick-fil-A? All right.
Chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, I slept with the window open the other night, and my sinuses got all that.
Jacob's your boy.
Also,
Jacob
Jacob in
said,
chat.
I like Zach better, TBH.
It's a flock fan.
Yeah.
Thanks. No, okay. Thank you,
He said,
Jacob.
now kiss.
Thank
Zebra Kid said,
gosh.
now kiss.
No,
I will say though, Jacob did in chat was talking about his appearance as well. He's embracing that bald look. He says,
Of
at first he
course.
thought that he wasn't gonna look good with it, but he said, hey, he goes, I like being bald, and he has that bald and then beard combo,
No,
which is
I think
a
that's
very
like the best
strong
combo.
Fire bald beard.
That's a strong. If you're going that bald
It
look,
doesn't take, not
Bald
everyone
beard
can
combo.
pull that off, you know?
that's the look.
Not everyone can pull that off
Yeah.
either. And I think it looks
He
good
did
on you,
say though.
Jacob.
He did say though that if he did have hair, he would cosplay as Flock. So I'm glad he
Oh,
doesn't
I'm
not
sure he
have.
would.
Yeah, I'm glad he doesn't
have
have
Don't
hair.
get a wig. Don't get a wig.
Our resident Mr. Clean, says Tish.
That's wild.
Here, you wanna go first? Also, we mentioned Dad earlier in the podcast. I do want to say,
Shout out, Dad.
shout out to Dad. Dad went ahead and he watched our stream last week, and he was talking about our fan casts, right, with the AOT characters, and specifically with Pedro Pascal.
I know exactly what
And
you're
you
gonna
know
say
what?
because I agree.
I think Dad 100% is right.
You heard it
And-
here first, folks. Dad, you can replay this and record it.
Yes.
You were right, Dad.
Whip it.
You're right.
And I was so fixated on the Mickey casting for Pedro.
Which
and
is
talking
still
about
great.
that moment where it's like, man, like it's gonna be such a difficult moment for viewers to watch, especially for people who are fans of Pedro Pascal. And it's like,
course.
okay. And I also was thinking about his scheduling as well. Where I was like, look, if you're gonna go ahead and cast Pedro, like Pedro's already, he's gonna be the
busy
He's
boy.
gotta die.
Yeah.
So
He
it's like,
has to die.
Well, you know what? Hey, he's in there. Season 1 and season 2 out, right?
Yep.
But then I was
Last
like,
of Us all over again.
that brought up a character, and I think that character's storyline is just better suited for Pedro.
And I think Pedro
And-
has the perfect, I mean this unironically, perfect aura to himself.
100%. He would go ahead and kill this. Well, the character does die, but he would kill that
this role.
character.
You would kill this.
He would
Death
kill
Seed.
that role. And we're talking about, of course, casting Pedro Pascal as the Hannes. And
Yeah.
I think that when you think about Pedro Pascal, like I think about
Hannes
Hannes'
is so
storyline, like
I get
Pedro Pascal would be
fatherly figure.
a great fatherly figure, a great kind of protector, and ultimately
great
we
drunkard.
know how.
Oh, yeah.
And we also know how Hannes' story plays out, and that moment also would be very difficult to go ahead and see as Pedro
And the
is one.
flashbacks. He's gonna be in
Yeah.
the background. in
And the thing is,
afterlife
you know
flashback.
too, that moment when the Dinah Fritz, not the Dinah Fritz, the what am I blanking on her name?
Bless your soul.
The help me with the Smiling Titan's name. The
Yeah, Dinah.
Dinah
it is
Fritz.
Dinah, right?
That's Dinah.
Why was I thinking Fritz? It was
Oh, Dinah. Not
Jaeger?
Fritz.
not Fritz, because what's
Wait.
the founding Titan her name?
Ymir.
No. When she inherits it from Udi.
From.
Remember, she has like the purple, kind of like the purple eyes.
That's
I know who you're talking about.
Oh my God, I was.
It's something
just,
Fritz,
I was just thinking about her the other day, literally.
right? Is her last name Fritz?
Starts with an
No,
S?
it's Rice.
No,
What
it's
the fuck am I
Rice.
thinking?
It's
Rice.
her last name is Rice because
so
she's a part
fucked
of
up
the
right now.
Rice family. Guys, we haven't eaten yet. That's our
I know.
excuse.
And so anyway,
Guys, it's a Thursday. It's been a while since we've done this on a Thursday.
Exactly. My point is that moment when the Dinah Fritz Titan is holding Hannes, and Hannes is only upper torso, right? And then they zoom in on Hannes' face as he gives that last look
Yeah. his
to
last look.
Eren and Mikasa.
Which is
like
so
imagine that
gut-wrenching.
being Pedro.
Yeah. No, because it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And then him like talking after and being like, listen, I'm really sorry about what happened with your mom. I blame myself for that. Da-da-da. Even that moment. Like I want to see
Yeah.
Pedro act in that moment too.
Yeah.
When Aaron's like, it's not your fault. You know,
Just be
like
playing Hello Kitty. Yeah.
Pedro's goes so yeah.
Yeah, so I think that again, we're casting, and the other Mike role is gonna have to go to somebody who just looks like Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone else who's got a schnoz on him. I don't know. What are other big nosed actors?
I don't know.
Guys, this Blistex Deep Renewal, it's a fucking liar.
Ooh, interesting.
I have to put this on like every 10 minutes, otherwise it feels dry.
really.
Yeah,
What is it
TikTok?
for?
It's lip balm.
Lip balm. Oh,
Normally I love Blistex, the normal Blistex one, the medicated lip ointment, love. This Deep Renewal one, don't get it. Just letting y'all know right now, don't buy it.
Adam Driver.
Because I know you guys tune in for beauty
Adam
products.
Driver as Mike. That could work.
As
I
Mika,
could see
yeah.
it.
100%
He does have a
that
big
could work.
schnoz.
He doesn't really need to
Yeah,
talk.
that's a good one, baby. Yeah, 100%. My lips are so crusty right now.
Crazy.
Every time I think about Adam Driver, I just that
Do you-
quote of him screaming is
Do you guys know who Diego Luna is?
That sounds very familiar.
He's currently in the Andor series, the Star Wars series. I think he's like the main guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Who?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to think of who would be a good casting for that. Trying to think of like a Diego Luna casting.
I think it makes it worse, sis. No, that's what they do. They make it worse so that you have to come back and do it. It says for younger looking lips. It's a liar, girl. Okay, Tish, I have a very strong feeling about EOS or EOS, however you want to do it. However, I have not tried it recently, but when I did do EOS lip balm, it was when everyone was collecting the little, you guys remember those little egg lip balms? The ones that are shaped like little eggs, little circle ones? That's when those are really in, and that's when I was really into that. And then it actually fried my lips off, so don't use those.
Hey, AJ. Aaron Kruger.
Aaron Kruger would be an interesting one.
I could see it if you had the right attire.
Yeah, I feel like
The glasses, the hair.
yeah. Yeah, could work. Or even honestly, even freaking Grisha. Like I could see
True.
him being a good Grisha.
True.
We kept talking about like, you know, potential Grishas, but thinking about it, I think he would do a great Grisha. All right, let me go ahead and get this order, and then we'll talk about. We've already been kind of talking about what we've been up to, but
Yeah.
we'll get into more kind of like in depth, cause just hang out and stuff for sure. Yes. What do I want to drink?
Hey, what's up, Coda? Oh my God, you're such a handsome boy. He's awake.
Say hi for the camera.
Oh
Bubba.
my God, I forget how good these camera quality actually is
Say
when
hi
it's
for the
not
camera,
like
Bubba.
really far away.
He's getting ready to go.
Oh my God.
You're famous now. Here. Here with your phone.
You're so precious. Like, I'll just look at it lovingly.
Oh.
Just look at that bone. He's got big old patas.
Yeah, he does. They keep getting bigger.
He's got to grow into them.
If you lay down, boop, 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 boop.
I know, because Blue does it. Because he's a hefty boy and he doesn't know his weight.
All right, Bubba. Is that right? Is that right, Bubba? Do. You're a fighter. Oh.
He's going to grow into those paws.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Or not. Blue never did. So, Blue never grew into his paws.
He will. The motherfucker keeps biting at his legs because he has growing pains.
Oh, right. That's another thing I totally...
you don't have fleas anymore. I was like, oh, you're just getting bigger.
Yeah. That's another thing that I totally forgot was
Eating me out of house and home.
I totally forgot that growing pains were a thing. Like, because it's
we
been
don't have
so
them anymore,
long.
yeah.
we don't have them. We haven't had them in years. So I have like kids at school that are like, Miss Lexi, I think I have growing pains. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the age that you get them. And they'll be like, Miss Lexi, I can't do all of the jumping jacks because my shin really hurts. Like my shin bone really hurts because of the growing pains. And I'm
You'll live.
And I'm like, you know what? I remember feeling that exact thing. So
Like, you're right. You know what? I remember feeling that same feeling. Anyways, you're still going to do jumping jacks.
I know. I
My
actually
teacher made me do it. You're gonna do it. Let's continue.
I did have kids today that were like, Miss Lexi, I'm having cramps because they were like really shy about it because, you know, they're little girls.
Jake goes, I don't remember any of that.
And they're...
I don't remember having growing pains.
I had little girls that were like, Miss Lexi, we have cramps today. Can we...
Case me when
Can
I
we
had
not-
those 12. Wow.
Do we have to do the push-up test today? And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. But I have cramps too, so yeah, we're just gonna do this together, is literally what I told them.
Tish goes, I was birthed a giant.
Yeah, that's how I came out the womb. I came out the womb this height. Haven't grown since you were 12. Hey, me neither.
Big Coda was when I birthed him.
There he goes, oh my gosh, Tish, you're tall?
Burp. Zebra Cake said to burp him.
Yeah, say get Coda involved. Burp him.
I was not a tall baddie in middle school. I had not. I don't think my body realized I was that height yet.
You want water?
It was just long.
Lazy ass fool. Fucking lazy.
Yeah, Tish, how tall are you, girl? I want to know.
She's tall.
Tall?
Tall.
Taller than you?
She said she was birthed
Oh,
a giant.
not taller than you.
No, she's not part of
So
the 6 foot
she's-
club.
I was gonna say taller than you.
Some might say too tall, she said.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Well, let
Okay.
me know when you join the 6 foot club.
Keep your secrets. I guess I'll just.
No, you're not, Jacob. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Are you actually?
That felt so genuine. No, you're not. Now you're not allowed to be 6'1" or 2.
Oh shit.
Are you actually? Are you 6 foot?
Are you?
Damn,
Jacob? Are you a
Jacob,
tall
okay.
king?
Did I scare you out? I'm sorry. Come back.
No, no one wants to say their
You know
height.
what's funny about that is that earlier when we were showing Coda, again, Jacob goes, go back to Zach and off camera.
He's like, I don't want to see that damn dog.
The 0.4 don't matter. Round
Hey,
down.
the point 4 matters.
All right,
Round
5'10",
down.
The
Round
point 4
down.
matters.
Wow. 5'10".
I'm not giving you enough attention.
Because I'm like 5'9.5". Like I'm not 5'10", but I'm 5'9". 5'10"?
I'm 5'1". You could hold me on your shoulder like Shrek with Fiona Q.
Make me sick.
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay, Jacob, I believe you.
We're talking about height, not age. He's like, actually,
You're
guys, 24 is
24.
overrated.
Well,
You just
make
turned
me-
24.
I guess he doesn't want to be on camera.
He's already over being 24. I like how Jacob just had his birthday.
That long, bro.
He just had his birthday and he's already over being 24. I love that about Jacob, actually.
I actually gotta go potty.
Yeah, round up math. 6 foot.
I'm gonna go potty.
Yeah. I'll go. We got Coda Cam.
Okay. Then Coda can hang out. Should I back up or scoot in?
All right, Lex. You
Skinty queen. Thank you.
Skinty queen.
want to go ahead and let us all know what you've been up to?
Me? Yeah. I thought you were talking to Coda.
Oh, wait, Coda, what you been
Let
up
us
to,
know
bud?
what you've been up to, Coda. Give him a
Coda,
mic.
what you been up to, buddy? Huh? You been okay, Coda?
Coda.
You been okay? You're okay?
Oh my god.
Gosh.
That is unreal how cute he is.
Yeah.
That's like
Aww.
the definition of cute in a dictionary. Look, even when he scratches his neck. Don't dox his
Oh, I know. Does he have it?
he has his tag on. Hold on. Let's just
You make sure that
no
it's.
one look at that. He's got his whole address. Hold on, Coda. I'm sorry, buddy. I know we just met and I'm like already all up in your business. I'm so sorry. Okay, do your thing. Be cute. Do your thing.
Oh, he wants you again. He's like, where'd you go?
You want me to come back?
All right, Lex. So what you been up to? He's a future Jaegerist. I can see it.
yeah.
Right.
What have I been up to?
What'd you do this past week?
I was in Fresno with mom and dad because mom she received a very great award, which is Employee of the Year for Student Services for the state of California.
That's awesome.
Not just at her job. Well, she did get it at her job, but also for the state of California. So, round of applause for mom.
Yeah, can you hit that? You had that applause?
Yeah, already on it.
And then, we'll go ahead and we'll give shout outs to all the moms at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
shout out to our mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is totally mom's month. Oh, hello. This is totally like mom's month too because
You okay,
she just
Bubba?
got her award, celebrating her for that, and then Mother's Day, and then her birthday
Yeah.
trip later in this all in the same month.
Yep.
And then yeah, it was super cool. It was really nice seeing mom get her award. It was really pretty hanging out with her friends. I sang karaoke.
Super Cakes goes, I already have all my gifts prepared.
Yeah.
Okay.
I sang karaoke there.
Cam.
And I brought my Xbox, and yes, I did play Overwatch while I was out there.
Nice.
And yeah, it was pretty cool. What else did I do? Yesterday, I hung out with my friends because it was one of my friend's 21st birthday yesterday. So, also he has an apartment now with a couple of my other friends. So I didn't even know that was happening. But congrats to them. They have an apartment now. So I went to his apartment. He was having we were just hanging out with a small group of friends, and then we played some beach volleyball after, which is the first time I played beach volleyball in 2 summers. And first of all, yes, I am out of shape because I only lift and barely do any cardio, which is fine. I still held my own. And then 2, I thought I was going to be extremely rusty and lose all my skill. I hate to toot my own horn, but I did pretty good. There was I was on like a 3-game win streak.
Oh, really?
I was like,
Damn.
am I just still this good? And I was playing against girls that play on a beach volleyball team in their college.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
And I was like, I know we're just like having funsies, we're not taking it for real. And let me say, I can play beach volleyball now, somewhat, because I have a more mature view of volleyball and competition now. Before, it was like all I thought about was winning, and that's why I got so many concussions, because I would just go 100%. But now, when I was playing yesterday, the ball would I already told like everyone I was playing with, Zach already knew, but I was like, I'm not diving for anything. I'm telling you right now, I'm not diving. So don't be frustrated if I'm not diving for anything, because I'm not doing it. So you take shorts, I'll step back and I'll get all the deeps. I got you there. We'll just adjust. And anytime there was a ball that I probably could have gotten through diving, I didn't dive. I held that boundary. I actually prioritized
there we go.
my health over the ball not hitting the sand. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So I have a much more mature view of volleyball is what I've learned. Thank you for listening to my journal.
No, that's awesome though. Like, I'm glad that you felt good being out there.
Yeah.
Obviously, you were safe and stuff. Safety is like priority, of course.
Yeah.
And,
so I actually know how to prioritize my health over competition now.
Yeah. Which is always a struggle as a young athlete. Because you want to go ahead and just, when you're competitive, you want to just go to like the full extent. And sometimes, athletes don't know how to stop themselves.
And I'm competitive as hell.
Yeah, I play volleyball by watching Haikyuu.
Yeah, you know what? That's how Luca got into volleyball. Funny story. Luca literally started playing volleyball because he watched Haikyuu and was like, "That's cool." And now he gets paid to do it, and he's going to be in Tokyo tomorrow.
That's crazy.
Right now he's in Osaka, Japan.
That's the sickest.
Love you, babe, but fuck you, because it looks like you're having so much fun seeing Gundams when you walk down the street. But yeah, little update on Luca. He's doing amazing. He's out with his team right now for the national team, and they're going to be traveling all over the place. And because he has spotty Wi-Fi and we're both very busy, we've been staying connected by sending each other like our voice memos. So basically we have our own podcasts of each other we can listen to whenever we're free, just about our days. And it is, I love it. Other than that, it's been working. And yeah, that's about it.
That's cool. I'm glad that the trip was good over in
Yeah, it was cool.
Fresno.
Dad and I walked around downtown, and it was really funny.
Yeah.
Because we're walking around, and it's not like when we were in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
If you guys know
Fresno is much
Fresno,
different than Palm Springs.
Yeah, downtown
very
Fresno is
different
like
places.
very different. So, there's a lot of really cool graffiti and wall art around. Like, I thought that was really cool. Like, everything is in Spanish. It's just, you can really feel the culture, which I thought was really cool. And then as we're walking around, it's pretty empty too. It's a little, there's some dead areas around the shops, and it seemed like more shops were closed down than open in downtown. So that's just the vibe it was giving. It was just very like closed down, a little abandoned feeling.
Okay.
And we're walking around, and Dad and I see like this alleyway, and we look down it as we're walking down the street, and we look down and we're like, Dad's like, what is that? Like that's like a whole open field right there in the middle of the city with like huge, and we're like, that's a sports stadium. What is that doing in the middle of this abandoned, like it was like abandoned old-fashioned movie theater that had like barely any letters on the thing. It felt so post-apocalyptic. Like Dad and I were walking around, and we were like, I feel like there's a zombie that's about to pop out. Like you look down.
Yeah, like on set of The Last of Us.
Yeah, so we walk
That's
up.
crazy.
And literally that's exactly what it felt like. We walk up, and it's a whole baseball stadium for the Fresno Grizzlies.
Sick. That's fucking
And it's
sick.
completely empty. No one's, there's no game. They're away. And it's completely empty. Nothing's, so it's just like an entire empty arena, trash billowing in the wind. There's no one around. Everything looks kind of like dingy, and no offense to Fresno, but you feel like a Last of Us movie set.
It's not just gonna.
But honestly, it felt kind of cool. Dad and I were walking around, and in the distance, you just hear them playing like Aretha Franklin oldies, so it makes it feel a little creepy. I know you get the scene I'm painting.
Yeah.
So it just felt honestly cool.
Zebra Cakes goes,
so
it's
dope.
for frolicking.
Yeah. What's that field for frolicking?
Also, Zebra Cakes goes, volleyball is so scary for me because, like, why does it hurt my hands?
It's supposed to hit your forearms, babe. But I will admit, when I first started playing volleyball, I got bruises like every time. So even I played yesterday, and I already have a bruise right here. I got another bruise.
Whoa.
It's like you walk 2 feet into the field and you get sniped in the forehead. Yeah. We did drive, because we did drive up to Fresno. We did drive by a few like military training facilities, just because when you go up like
couple of them.
around there, like
Yeah.
there's just a bunch of empty plots of land, you know, empty field, nature. And then you just see like one that has like hay bales and it's all fenced off. And like, I'm like, Dad, what is that? And he's like, that's where they train the canines.
Damn.
Like, they need to know how to hop fences and shit. That's where they train them.
Yep.
And I'm like, dang, that's cool. Can we watch it? like it's a derby. Right, Koga?
It's like you guys are over in Marley watching the little training Titan cadets.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what me and Dad walked in on, actually. We walked up to the
little
cadet
Titan
training.
warrior cadets.
Yeah. But in front of the like at the end of the alleyway that we were walking at, you know those big red target balls? It was that, except it was made of stone and it was a baseball. So it was like
wow.
a giant baseball made of just stone. It was cool.
Right on.
Other than that, we ate cake and danced all night.
That's tough. That's it.
Beautiful.
By all night, I mean we got tired around like 10 and we're
Yeah.
like, let's go to bed.
Average adult bedtime.
Yeah.
Zebra Cakes goes, I think the camera accidentally moved from Coda. By the way, if anyone wants to,
Does anyone want to
maybe,
fix that?
You realize someone's got to hold that camera, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's being so cute right now though.
Before he showed up, he tried digging through.
Through the pads?
Yeah. I had to tell him.
Look at him. Look at him.
Get your head up. Say hi to the crowd.
It's just so overexposed. It's
Jacob goes,
okay.
I go to bed 12 to 2 every night. Damn. Night
Oh my
owl.
God.
Awesome. Also, order just got dropped off.
Oh, cool. I'll grab it.
Perfect.
I know the drill.
What about you, Zach?
I went to
You
Sky
said
Zone on
Sky
Sunday.
Zone, and then anything else?
Cleaned a lot.
Just clean it up.
Reorganized my bedroom. That and work.
Yeah.
about
that
it.
little guy right there.
That's my life right here. Isn't that right? Are you my whole world? Are you my whole sun, moon, and stars? Come here. What's that on your face? Look, he's like, don't touch my face. Leave my face alone.
Aw. Look, he's about to get so excited probably once he sees.
Well, damn, y'all now feel fat. I'm the only one that got a large drink.
You got a large drink?
Yeah. I thought we all got large drinks. My bad. If I knew you guys.
No, if it makes you feel any better, look at the drinks I already have. So I just finished already a cactus cooler. I have a water, and then I'm about to go ahead.
This is
and
my
have-
fourth drink of the hour. No, it's okay. Honestly, that's how I be with Gatorades. Honestly, I could finish a Gatorade in like 2 minutes, and I'm like, that was good. Where's the rest of it?
Not for real. I can like pound liquid.
Oh.
I can pound beverages.
This is just your soup
Oh, bless.
with all the crackers and everything and goods. Did you get anything else?
Sponsored by.
Imagine. Jacob's like, code Chick-fil-A.
Sponsored by.
Also, AJ, watch
Gay
Vinland
chicken.
Saga and
Anti-gay-
Zebra Kicks 2.
gay
You
chicken.
won't regret it.
Yeah, I fell asleep the other
On
night
the
with
queue.
my window open, so my throat's been a little scratchy.
Oh.
That's why I got sopa. I need sopa.
Jacob, I was just talking earlier about how I need to commit to One Piece, my friend. So Vinland Saga's got to go ahead and take definitely
Yeah, we
a
got
back
more
seat.
important matters at hand.
We have more important matters.
We do.
I think this is.
Peak pieces.
I want to go ahead and talk, and since Zebra Kick is also in chat, so last week we went ahead and we also, I believe we go ahead and we kind of celebrated Zebra Kicks. Sorry, I got the wrong shoes. I'm trying to finish Death Note, but without L, I feel like confused. Yeah, a lot of people feel like that way, baby.
A lot
But
of
yeah,
people
so we celebrated Zebra Kicks' birthday. went on a nice little birthday trip, and we went over to
Yeah, happy birthday.
we went over to Carmel.
Sorry, we could not
Carmel.
be there. We were driving to Fresno.
Okay, you guys are
Sorry.
friends though. So we were out over in Carmel. Carmel's over towards like, you know, I think it's like going towards like San Francisco. But anyways, it's over like by the bay, and it's by like Monterey and like Seaside. And anyways, beautiful, beautiful. The first day that we got there, and this was I know that Zebra Kicks was excited about this. I don't know if this was her favorite part of the trip, but the aquarium they got over there in Monterey.
It's a good aquarium, man.
The aquarium is awesome. The aquarium, it's obviously a very like massive aquarium. You can spend like hours and hours and hours there. And so we were out there all together and stuff. You know, us and her family, and we're all, it's funny because we're all just together as a group, right? We're walking through the different little parts of the aquarium and stuff, you know. And then all of a sudden, her dad goes to sit down, right? And we lose her dad. Oh, he couldn't keep up with the group. And next thing you know, we're like, oh shit, like, hey, where's your dad at?
Where is he?
And then, you know, we're at this point we've already continued, like, you know,
I like how he didn't like let anyone know. He was just like, fuck y'all, I'm resting.
Well, he's one of those things where, you know, like sometimes that's the dad move to go ahead. Oh, hey, there's a little
goodbye to you guys.
There's a bench right there.
Yeah.
Just sit there and stuff like that, you know. And then so we continued going, and we lost him. And then next thing you know, he's asking, like, in the group chat, he goes, like, where you guys at? You know? And then he goes and he sends a picture. He's over looking at, like, penguins. You know?
Got his own agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was cool. The penguins are really cool. And the aquarium was awesome. There's, again, you can get lost in the aquarium for this, you know, a long time.
Oh, yeah.
What's funny is that we went ahead and we're already at the aquarium for a good amount of time, and one of the last things was like they have like this little theater room where you can go ahead and watch these little like shows and stuff, you know. And then we saw that at a certain time it's going to be Mysteries of the Deep Sea, and we're like, oh, well, that sounds pretty cool. So we go ahead and we get in line. We're ready to get the spoiler alert. AJ knocked the fuck out. So we're getting ready to go into the theater, right? And I was not the only one, by the way. I was fighting for my life in there. And I say that because it wasn't like a very interesting, cool type of documentary of just think about in a submarine or one of those little like deep sea kind of like, you know, like whatever.
Oh, so it's already like a soundscape to fall asleep to.
So
like,
what it is
those are the type of videos I actually fall asleep to.
There was a lady behind a podium giving this like presentation while the screen showed like clips, right? Yeah. Scenes of, mind you, not much the deep sea. A lot of it was about the many different types of plankton. And
that's great.
Somehow the moral of the story went to go ahead and talk about how it's like, and you see, if we don't do our part, then this will all be lost. So we need to, and then it's like one of those things where you're like,
protect our oceans.
Yeah. I'm like, I want to see the freaking mysteries of the deep sea.
I know.
You know?
I didn't know this was a PSA.
Yeah.
Not that I'm against it. I wasn't marketed
I
that.
wanted to see all the rainbow jellyfish.
Like, it would have been so cool. And the thing is, the jellyfish, oh my gosh, the jellyfish exhibit they got over there, that's another thing, so like aesthetically pleasing. Oh my gosh. Just seeing them in their tank and they're all just like, it's beautiful.
They just like float.
It's crazy. And Zebra Cakes goes, and the marine biologist was boring. Like, girl, do a flip.
Girl, do a flip.
Yeah. But it's funny though, in the theater, like when they turn the lights on and it's done, people legitimately are like, you know, like just waking up. And I can only imagine what the...
You know, parents take their kids in there so they can take a nap.
Yeah, well, that's another thing too, is that there was...
I'm about to say, I think that's the unspoken napping area.
As soon as the presentation was getting ready to begin, right? They give us some like trivia to start, you know, like...
Also, poor presenter.
Yeah.
The lights come on, everyone's like wiping drool off their face.
But the moment that the presentation began, immediately all you start hearing is... like a freaking baby just crying.
Oh, hell no.
Oh my God.
And we're like, oh my God, like what the fuck? Right?
That poor girl probably does that shit day in and day out and hates her life.
Yeah. And it is crazy. Yeah, show my Mariana Trench theories. If I want plankton, I watch SpongeBob. Yeah, exactly. Girls 2025, like, what am I about to see? The thing is, though, is like, I understand doing our part, but like, I didn't go ahead and see a presentation about like that. You know, I want to go. We all were like, we walked away, we're like, what the hell was that? What did that have to do with the deep sea?
I know. That's not what I was marketed.
Like they're like, oh, this different variation of plankton is actually beneficial for the water because of what it does for our ecosystem and how it preserves. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about all the different plankton.
Show me something different.
But also you're like, wait, SpongeBob teaches me that plankton is bad. So you're telling me plankton is actually good?
I know.
You're breaking the canon for me.
But so that was the first thing we did.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Was the aquarium.
You
right?
mean Plankton's an actor?
But after the aquarium, we all went and grabbed like lunch together and stuff, and then we went to this cute little diner. It's over by the aquarium, and afterwards, they tell you if you're going over to Carmel to go ahead and take the 17-mile drive. So we did 17-mile drive along the coast.
Okay.
Takes you over through like almost like the kind of a little bit of like I would go ahead and describe it as like the woods kind of, and the different homes that are built over in the woods and stuff. Like, oh my,
Just, like,
see
really
the different
rural.
styles and stuff. It's crazy. I know that Zebra Cakes was tripping out because
also,
she
I have,
loves
like, all
the
napkins.
Victorian,
I'll take one.
like Victorian style, and so many of those
take
homes
Oh, thank you.
were like they look like castles over there inside of like this forest and stuff.
It's so nice to see like actual architecture.
Yeah, and then so just driving along the coast, a 17-mile drive, and you go ahead and you kind of just park and stop, and you go ahead and just see just the many different beautiful views. It was cold. It was like 55 and like
sure.
and very windy, and some people did not dress accordingly.
Right.
I mean, her dad was in a like button-up dress shirt, and, like some shorts, and but
Is it windy too?
yeah,
Is there, like
very
a
windy.
wind chill?
Yeah.
That's the worst part. That's what makes you cold.
And especially some of the stops you get to go over on like the sand, and you get to go by the shore and stuff and all that. And but yeah, it was beautiful. Yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. And then we stayed over at an Airbnb just for the night, and there was a crazy ass fucking experience that happened where, you know, we're there, we want to go ahead and just literally just lounge and just chill and stuff, you know, maybe play some games and stuff, just hang out and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, well, let's do food. What easiest thing? Okay, let's order some pizza. So then I go ahead, I just order some pizza, and then I go ahead, I'm monitoring it. I notice that the driver goes to the, you know, pizza place, like a pizza restaurant and stuff, you know. And then I shit you not, what happens next is beyond me. I thought that literally we all thought that we were getting pranked.
What?
Oh, shit.
So
What happened?
order gets
Where's
picked
the
up.
camera?
Order gets picked up, right? Driver is currently on your way with your pizza, and I see the driver go ahead and drive, showing that he's on his way, and then I see that he stops over this kind of like these two little intersection area, these two streets, and then I'm like, okay, whatever, 35 minutes ETA, blah blah, right?
Yeah.
So then I go ahead, I look, 10 minutes later, still the same spot. And that's kind of weird. Why hasn't moved yet?
10 minutes.
And then
That's a good
another
amount of
10
time.
minutes, right? So now 20 minutes later,
That's half an episode of SpongeBob right there.
I see now still in the same spot 20 minutes later. Now at the 30-minute mark, I see this fool hasn't moved.
No more treats.
At this point, I'm like messaging, hey, are you okay? Everything all right? Right? Nothing.
I would have
right?
thought it's like glitched. I'm like,
I
Why
thought
isn't
so
it
too.
moving?
I was like, I kept refreshing the app and stuff, you know? And then I tried calling, right? Nothing. Right?
They robbed your food.
What ends up happening is now we're over to 45 minutes and I'm calling, no answer. I called this dude 3 times, right? Sent like 4 different messages, right? Nothing. And now at this point I'm like, man, what the fuck, dude? Like,
who the hell is
we're
this
just trying to
dude?
go ahead and get pizza, right? We're celebrating, you know, Zebra Cake's birthday, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I just want to go ahead and cancel the order. I just want to get my money back, right?
Yeah,
I don't think we're getting
rightfully
pizza.
so.
'Cause I don't think we're getting pizza.
What the hell was he doing?
Yeah, right? And at this
Definitely
point-
not getting a tip.
at
That's for
this
damn
point,
sure.
He should get
He's
fired.
picked up the food and it's already been like 45 minutes.
It's cold.
So it's like, we're not going to go ahead and eat this cold ass pizza. So now I'm trying to go through the process of figuring out
just
how to get my
eating your
money back,
pizza.
right? So I'm going to the app, and all of a sudden, the app's not helping me out because the order is currently in the process of getting delivered.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, if I cancel the order, then I'm out on the money, right?
Yeah.
And it was substantial money. And so I see goes another key detail. He also was ugly.
Yeah, key detail. He was also ugly.
And unironically, his name on the app His name is Ran. R-A-N.
He ran with your food.
Yeah. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right
That
now?
has to be a prank. It has to be.
Yeah.
There's
So
no
then,
way.
so then I'm going through this process of trying to get my money back, and I can't do anything through the app because the food is technically, according to the app, still in transit.
Yeah.
Right.
It's still on its way.
And then we go ahead and we call like a customer service number, right? And again, this is where we start thinking like, what the fuck is going on right now? Are we getting like pranked right now?
Yeah.
Throughout the entire duration, right? And now it's well over an hour, and this person's still in the same spot. And we got transferred to 10 different people.
Oh, fuck no.
I'm telling you.
Pissed.
Now the situation is starting to become annoying. I'm starting to get frustrated, right?
Yeah.
And then, right?
Oh God.
All the different transfers, not understanding what the hell is happening. I'm telling each person I have to explain every single time, right? I'm like, I just want my money back. I'm not getting the pizza. The person has not moved. And like, we're so sorry, sir. Actually, we can't help you because the order hasn't been completed. The only time we can go ahead and accommodate a refund is if the order is completed. I'm like, well, can you do something to go ahead and complete the order?
Complete
Can you push a completion so I can get my refund?
So it's like, I just
obviously he's not gonna do it.
Yeah, so then, throughout this process, and after 10 different people that we're talking to, and they're not able to help us out at all, all of a sudden Zebra Kicks' brother goes, oh shit, he's moving. And we look over in the app, and now he's driving.
Oh my God. Wait.
And we're like, oh, okay. And again, well
I
over
love
an
how
hour.
there's like the whole family isn't like the whole team.
Everyone's
is like,
involved.
Everybody was involved.
He's moving now. He's on the
telling you,
move.
Everyone's
I'm
got
telling you,
one thing on their mind.
People took
Pizza.
turns. People took turns talking to the different people.
Because they're
Like, it was
terrible.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then so
It
then
was a family ordeal.
so then right, we see
That's low
the
key.
Family
driver.
that
low-key
carries
fun in
together
its own,
stays
though.
together.
So then the driver now is
Love that
actually
shit.
heading over to us. So now I'm like, okay,
You
like,
just show up with like 7 people.
but here's the thing though, right?
I'm sure he shows up, hits complete, drives away.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to go out there and I wanted to figure out what the hell was
Confront him.
going on.
Fuck yeah.
I want to be like, yo, like, why didn't you go ahead and message me? Why didn't you answer my calls?
And you're
Why-
already like
what is
fuming
happening? Like,
from the customer
what's the deal?
service giving you the roundabout.
So then, me and Zebra Cakes' sister's boyfriend were standing outside, right? And we have the others are like, the front door is open, the Airbnb, and everyone's kind of like looking at,
Everyone's
right?
peeking.
So then, Zebra Cakes also like, we were here for her. It's her birthday, like, so of course,
Yeah.
this unfortunate situation is taken away from her too.
Yeah.
'Cause we just
Yeah.
wanted to go and order pizza and just hang out, play games, and just watch like something or whatever,
Yeah.
And so now we're dealing like, already over an hour of just bullshit, and then like, okay, let me figure out what's going on here. So then, all of a sudden, I see the guy's getting ready to turn the corner, and he turns the corner, and very strange, but decides to park one house ahead of us, right?
Oh.
So he doesn't pull up to where we're at, where
Yeah.
like I said, me and one of the the boyfriends is out there, right? Like we're both out there, we're both on the curb. They know, we see. I'm like this on my phone. I'm like, hey,
Yeah, you're like, we're here.
pulls up and stops over it next door, and then all of a sudden turns the lights off right over his car, and he's in the car for kind of a little bit of a suspicious amount of time. Normally you go and you park, whatever, you go and you open the door, you get out. I tell you, there was like a solid 15 to 20 seconds of him just kind of like in the car, right, waiting, and then goes and opens the door, right, and then he's like, oh, hi, sorry, whatever, right, and then I'm like, hey, like, what happened? No answer. Goes over to his trunk, right? Opens his trunk. Now at this point, the trunk hatch is open, and I no longer I have visible sight of him. I can't see him anymore. And again, another strange amount of time, like another 10 seconds. And think about that, seconds where it's like,
Yeah.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi,
And you're waiting for a
3
response
Mississippi.
the whole time.
And I'm waiting like, now, I'm like, okay, this person is kind of digging into the trunk for what is strange to me in the amount of time, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, I even told him too, I was like, I'm here now standing next to this tree, the neighbor tree, right? This neighbor's tree out over here. I'm like, well,
I thought you were talking about one of the boyfriends. I'm here with this tree.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's tall as fuck too.
I'm here with
That's why I was
Groot.
laughing.
He's 6'6". He's tall as fuck
That's
too.
why I was laughing.
But
I thought you were talking about
what's
him.
funny,
That's
what's funny
crazy.
about that is so that's a whole different tree. And,
I'm
and so
here
I
with
was
this
like
tree.
this. So I like this. So I'm standing here, right, next to this tree, an actual tree that I'm like, okay, if shit goes down, let's say he pulled out a fucking
With
gun or
bark
whatever
and
for the
leaves.
sake of it.
No, because that's where
Like,
I would have
yeah.
thought too.
You know, I have something.
At least
protecting
that's
there.
something to cover you.
No,
Yeah.
valid decision.
I'm like-
I would have thought about that too.
Alex the tree.
Yeah.
He's standing in the middle of the street. I'm like, oh, he's a goner.
Bro didn't even get behind the car.
I'm like-
6'6" in the middle of the street. You're not
I'm like,
missing.
if something happens there, he is a goner.
yeah.
You have to be a
You
pretty
know?
bad
Oh,
shot.
he's a goner.
Yeah.
That is so funny. When you said tree, I really thought you were talking about Alex.
Yeah. And then that's valid, 100%.
Yeah.
Right? So then I see finally the trunk closes and the guy's got boxes of pizza walking up. I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden it comes over and I'm like,
There's a grenade
yo.
on the pizza.
I'm like, and then open it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, like, what happened? Hey, oh, I'm so sorry, man. I'm really, really sorry. I'm like,
You couldn't
I
answer
messaged
your
you, I
phone?
called you, like, what happened? He goes, oh man, the police. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, I didn't have my headlights on, and I got pulled over. So I'm like, what? And I saw him pull up around the corner. He had his headlights on, right? Maybe he decided to go and pick up the pizza
Obviously
and drive off
learned
without
his
the
lesson,
headlights and stuff,
yeah.
whatever. And he
Yeah.
got pulled over. I'm thinking to myself, like, what? And now at this point, I'm like, all right, well, whatever. Just give me the
Yeah.
pizza. I'm gonna go ahead and it once the app shows order completed, I'm gonna get my money back. Because I'm not gonna go and eat this pizza, this cold ass pizza that's been out there
Yeah.
for over an hour. He's had it in his
Yeah.
car, in his trunk for over an hour.
Yeah, you just got to
Who
refund.
knows what's in that trunk?
Yeah, so then we go ahead and we, I just get the pizza. And he's like, oh man, I'm so sorry again, man, whatever and stuff, and I'm like, hey, whatever, right? And then I told him, hey, just good luck, man. And then I go in and it's back to Airbnb. I see that the order's completed. I go ahead and I go through the process and I call the person. Right at this point, we have almost on speed dial. We have the freaking supervisor
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, we have
like-
You've already went up the ladder.
I'm telling you, there's different supervisors. There's like, okay, we need to speak to the supervisor. And then all of a sudden, a supervisor we're talking to, and they're like, oh, actually, you want the supervisor has to deal with, deliveries or whatever and stuff like that. And like, I'm convinced they're just giving us the runaround,
Yeah.
hoping that we give up. But then, we end
They
up
are.
calling again. We go ahead and we explain again the situation to a whole new different person. And then this very long story ends with free pizza.
Oh. So they just
Free
refunded
pizza.
your money.
Warm it up.
Refunded, yeah. They put it over in the oven and stuff, heated it up, and then, her, I think it was her brother, Zebrika's brother, would have had it. Actually tried it first, and was like, yeah, whatever, and stuff, It's
fine.
like, fuck it.
Like,
At this point,
Eat this pizza.
And you guys are already hungry as hell.
At this point, the Zebrika's going, it actually tasted better cold.
I actually prefer it.
At this point, we're like, all right, cool. Music is back on and stuff, vibes are kind of, high. And then the thing is, because it was already late, all of a sudden we all we're tired now after eating pizza and stuff. But yeah, so that's how it ended. And then the next day, the last day that we were there before we were heading back, we just went into the actual city of Carmel, where there's just think about almost like a cute kind of downtown where there's a bunch of just shops and stuff and all that, and you just walk around and we went to a bakery early on first, and then from then on just kind of explored a little bit, and Carmel's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's a really nice, beautiful, cozy place and stuff, and
That's awesome.
we tried to go see these little fairy tale cottages that are in Carmel.
Yeah.
And then we went ahead because it's I don't know.
falling in love
there's
with
not a
architecture.
specific thing you can go and search. You have to go almost on a site and search up an actual fairy tale cottages of Carmel.
Yeah.
And then they'll give you they're essentially homes.
Yeah.
They're homes, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to go ahead and find pretty much the location of each one. But then we go to the first one, and it's the Hansel and Gretel cottage and stuff, and we finally find it, and it's fenced off.
Oh,
They're doing either some sort of
like a shoot or
they're either adding on to it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're
Or like a construction.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go ahead and take it down or whatever and stuff.
probably do add-ons and repairs or something.
Yeah, and He was on cocaine. Who was on cocaine, baby? Who was?
The driver.
Oh, the driver. Maybe he's like, hey, I got pulled over, man. Sorry. He's like, headlights is code for for drugs or something. But anyway, so
I do feel bad for that guy
He said
though.
drugs and cut open.
I don't know
eyes for a
why
split
he
second.
didn't just answer your call and wasn't just
I
like,
don't know, or at least
Dude, I
even
got pulled
in the
over.
app, like to message. And the thing that's funny is that Zebra's brother tried to call him, right, through his phone to see
Yeah.
if maybe it was gonna be a different number.
yeah, maybe he'll answer.
and
a different
stuff.
number.
But the thing is, it's the way it works, I guess, is that each order is specific to the phone. So when we called on a different phone, it just went like, dude, we're sorry. The number you were trying to reach is like whatever and stuff, you know.
got
So
it.
so it's not like we couldn't even call from a
Yeah, they changed the phone
yeah.
number through the app, so it protects your privacy.
Yeah, I heard headlights. Jesus. Yeah, so pretty much, yeah. So went to Carmel, tried to see these cottages. Cottages were all fenced off, and then we decided to go do a picnic out over in the beach, and then yeah. So the trip was it was a nice trip.
He likes the song.
And I want to go ahead and
Thank
say
you.
again to the beautiful zebra cakes, happy birthday again.
Yes, zebra
And,
cakes. Happy birthday, girl.
Happy belated.
Yeah. So it was cool. That's kind of what my weekend consisted
Then we
of.
had a giant argument and went home.
Yeah.
That's how every like family.
Yeah,
event
somehow with
happens,
family
right?
stuff, when you have everybody together,
It gets
certain
like
things
that.
kind of happen.
I feel like that's
but,
just how every family is.
Yeah, but yeah,
Everyone just
that's,
gets really tired at the end of the night, and they're like, bye.
But that was that.
Right, Koda?
So
Koda, you have like little eyeshadow.
I appreciate you guys
You're kind of
sticking around,
that girl.
hearing us.
There's a word
yeah,
I wanted to say that I can't say.
You
but
know, or I'm sure we're probably well over an hour in, probably.
we definitely are because
But-
I showed up.
We are at an hour
Like
and a
30
half.
minutes later.
Oh, your
Late.
nose
So
is
let's go
all
ahead. Let's do the poll
bloody.
question.
Yes.
Let's do the poll question. So Lexi's going to go ahead and she is going to read us the question.
Yeah.
Tell us our
'Cause I'm done
beautiful our options, and then Lexi's going to go ahead and count all the legitimate votes. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
And then we'll go and we'll see what the results are. Now's your time to shine, Jacob. Because I know you tried, man. You tried to go ahead and start a revolution.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm going to go ahead and start munching a little bit.
You're doing such a good job.
I got distracted and I started reading
Something else.
what Aaron's updates.
Oh, okay. Because this episode, we should skip AOT and zoom in on all Koda's cuteness.
Yeah, it'll just be a quick episode.
I wish, baby, but
we have our
this is
own
gonna
Beast
be
Titan
be
here.
an emotional episode,
Yeah, especially because Coda's getting it right.
and it's actually good that Koda's here. Because Koda is like that. Koda's like that support animal that we actually really all need in today's episode.
I hope he actually knows that he's the emotional support animal for this episode.
So amazing.
Okay. Going over. Oh, also, guys, check out the Attack the Talk podcast Instagram because I posted a reel.
Oh,
I edited and posted a reel
Okay.
out on there. And yeah, Tish, you're like famous now because you're.
Was Tish in the
you're
reel?
it. Yeah. She's like famous.
Shout out! Look at that. Tish is,
You're not famous because you've been on.
making an impact.
I know.
Koda is a ESA. Jacob,
all right.
so was I. Yeah, Jacob. I feel like
Yes,
you're
Jacob.
already.
Jacob, you're already a part of the podcast. You're already in it all the time. Okay, going over the poll question. Are we ready now?
Yes.
Coda, are you ready?
That means yes. We asked you, which character would you prefer Gabi to kill? Because we know what happens in this episode,
I
right?
think that through that process of figuring out how we wanted to question this, I was like, should we just be as blunt as to say
Yeah.
which character would you want
Yeah.
Gabi to kill?
I will say, for the rough draft of this question, it was not Gabi to kill. It was just which character. I think I originally had it as which character would you have rather lost? Like making it really sentimental. And then you were like,
You're gonna make
let's
me
just
cry.
be as real as it is. Which character would you rather have Gabi kill? Because that is an element in it.
What's funny is that I left Flock out.
Yeah, and
You
then
decided-
I edited it. Yeah. So the options originally were Connie, Jean, and Sasha. But I decided to add in Flock.
Great decision, by the way.
Into the decision.
Decision, one might say.
And as far as the results, actually, before I say anything, what do you guys think? Now that you guys have all the context of the
Jacob's
campaigning,
a dirty cheater.
there's campaigning, and there was
Well, I'm guessing it's going to be down to 2 characters.
okay.
I'm going to say that Flock is still the one that we want to go ahead and kill.
I
Okay.
agree.
And
I
I
still.
think it's going to be probably, he's going to be like at a, I don't know, like around a 64% of the votes.
Let's
I
pretend.
have faith that my soldiers do not buckle or yield when faced with the numerous amount of Jacob's bots.
If it's any closer than that, there's some fishy business going on.
So, you said? Did you say? Did you say?
Jacob, you're supposed to chase the bots, not join them.
That's so funny.
We were meant
So
to
you
lead
said-
Twitch chat,
you
not
say,
plunge it into
you say
darkness.
you think it's Flock with like a 60% or 60-40?
No, I think
64%?
I was gonna be very specific and say that
He is 64?
64% of votes Flock.
Okay, I was trying to really give you an alley-oop and make that cool. But it's 60-40 between Flock and Connie. No one else got votes.
No one else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Jean did not get a
Jean
vote?
didn't get a single vote, and
Wow.
Sasha didn't get a single vote, obviously.
Sasha was not gonna get a vote because one, we already.
She already dies, and that's already really sad.
Yeah. Damn, Connie, what the hell did Connie do?
I know, that's literally, I thought it was
Ask
so funny
Jacob.
that I stood
Ask
up.
Jacob
I
what Connie
did,
did.
and he said, I don't know, I just picked him.
Flipped a coin between Jean and Connie.
Harper's enemies of the state.
I know.
You're gonna drop your bear, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna drop
He
your
said,
bear.
me? Oh, never. I only voted once.
You're gonna drop your bear. Pull
Right.
it back up.
Then why did we get 2 new followers whose both of their names are Jacob?
Oh,
Jacob.
Get exposed.
Huh?
Pull your bear up before you drop it.
I saw
Pull your
that.
bear up before you.
And yeah, I followed you back.
And there it goes. Pull it up. You're gonna lose it.
Why do they do that? Blue does that all the time.
You're getting dangerous.
I know. Don't you be standing on that box, bud.
Because he goes, I was right.
Yeah.
Damn.
All personalities.
So
Yeah, you were definitely right.
40% Flock and 40% Connie.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. 60% Flock, 40% Connie. For who
Good.
you would rather have
Go
Gabi
good.
kill.
Personality just goes, okay, Blackbeard.
You okay, Papa? Got a rush of energy because you took a 10-minute power nap?
Yeah, 40%. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Are you able to see how many votes?
Yeah.
How many votes did Connie get?
8. And Flock got 12.
Okay, so how many of those do you think are? We don't have to put Jacob on
6. It was 4 last time, right?
It was 3 last time.
5.
Damn.
Yeah, I know Jacob has 3. I think it's 4 this time.
But there are legitimately some people that voted for Connie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucked up.
Okay, so hold on.
I don't understand their
So
thinking.
Connie
That's
was weak,
Jacob.
and I immediately knew it was Jacob's doing.
1,
water or no?
2, 3, 4,
I know you're
5.
thirsty. Drink.
Okay, well, I know the amount of. I can see who voted, and I know. I know how many accounts Jacob has now.
Okay.
How many?
So out of the 8 votes,
Good job.
Jacob, we love you, man.
yeah, love you, Jacob. Sorry to be outing you right now.
I just love messing with you.
But out of all 8
You watch
votes
One
for
Piece.
Connie,
You've earned me forever.
only 2 of them is not from Jacob.
No, my original was correct.
It is
6.
6. It is
But still,
6.
The fact that 2 people voted for Connie.
I know.
What's wrong with
Jacob.
you?
Were they your soldiers, Jacob?
Credit to you, bro. You got
But you
2
know
people
what,
to join
Jacob?
your cause.
60-40 is pretty good, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's admirable.
I mean, if we really want to pull the stats out, it was what? 3 to how many did?
So then technically it would be 80% Flock then, right?
Yeah, how many did Flock get?
Flock got 12.
3 to 12.
And if you
Yeah,
take out
80%. 80-20.
However, okay, let me not be a hypocrite liar. I may have used 2 of my accounts to vote for Flock.
Oh, wow, the plot thickens. Oh my God. Now you know, Jacob. There
Jacob,
was
now
more-
you know where I stand,
There was
man.
more funny business than you
right
thought, bro.
Let me not
was
be a
on
hypocrite.
your case right there, and she's
I
like, all right,
used
you know what?
my Lexamundo's account, right, my main account, and I used the men's volleyball account that I used to manage.
She goes, you were cheating?
Right, because
No.
what are those 6 accounts that all say Jacob on them?
She just goes, I'll crack out the Shadow Army next time Flock's involved.
Yeah, the Shadow Army. And Tish, I know you can too, because remember she had people popping into chat just being like, I don't really know Attack on Titan, but Tish said you guys are cool.
Yeah.
She used Pot of
So-
Greed and pulled another card from her
Alright.
deck. Yeah, I don't see why not. It's his first French fry. I'd say give him a smaller piece.
Yeah, give him a little one, because this is his first time with that much sodium.
This is his first human food, so.
First human food?
I mean, I gave him like a little piece of pastrami, but we've been trying to keep him away from human food for a bit.
Oh.
It's okay.
He
Little
just
fry won't
shits
kill him.
everywhere.
He deserves it. He's been a good boy.
This is his first time experiencing that much sodium.
I know you don't understand what pointing means.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, look at
Oh my God, look at that.
Oh, he's a little suspicious of it.
Good.
You should
because
be.
he when I'm around him and he starts biting shit he's never bitten before, he normally is like,
Look at that. He's still trying to process it.
I like
Like
how we're
it.
like, oh my
He's
god.
not-
Oh,
salty,
It's
huh?
so different. Oh, he's so cute.
oh my god, he's biting the air molecules around it. He's like, I don't know what's wrong with this thing.
Wait on it. Right here.
You trained him well. He's like sticking to his diet. Just as I say, you trained him well.
God damn
You
it.
trained him well, bitch.
Bro.
And he's gonna eat the fries.
I know, and he's like, anyways, I'll still eat it.
That was all for show.
Take
It was all for show.
That's what he
my-
does. He's smarter than he looks. I
Actually,
swear.
that was actually so conniving.
Oh my God.
He waited for me to look away. You can eat it. I said you can eat it.
Jacob
You don't
has
need
some
to go
questions
making a
in chat.
mess.
I may have lost the battle,
so
but not the
well.
war. Hey, who was the other votes? So I know who to pay.
Oh my God, get out of here. Bro.
I'm not telling you that
Still
information.
trying.
Information
Still
withheld.
Here, let's rip it up a little more.
He's never experienced that much sodium before. A Chick-fil-A French fry.
Yeah. Corruption is everywhere.
A Baja Blast or a Victorian era chocolate.
Yeah.
I think he's just too big for him. No, he's not even getting it. You don't want it? He's like, I can't tell.
He's like, this is nothing I've ever tried before. I don't like it.
Hold on, can we talk about something real quick?
He's a healthy boy.
Is anyone else not surprised that Jean did not receive a vote?
No, I'm pretty surprised. I think that people would have voted for Jean because of the amount of, like, just because of what his hesitations have done
Yeah.
to important people in the past. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised Jean didn't get a vote. I am.
Also, can we do something too? I know we've done it one other time, but can we do like a live like Q&A?
Yeah, we can.
Like we'll post it. We'll post it here live on the podcast, and then next week we'll see what the results are.
Yeah, we'll
But
read what the results are at the end. But if there are more results next week, we'll also bring those up.
Yeah.
What I want to ask, this is just pretty much going back to our topic of Pedro Pascal and AOT.
Okay.
I want to find out
I'll
from our
ask it
friends.
with the photo being Coda, though.
I want to go ahead and find out from our friends. Like the question is simple.
Oh, thank you.
Who would you cast Pedro Pascal, right? Or however we want to word it.
Totally blocking your cam.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. He's
Who
so
would you-
photogenic.
Who would you cast Pedro Pascal as in AOT?
Ooh, okay, yeah, let's do that.
I like that.
I
Like-
should have. Yeah, this is the fact that I'm using a picture of Coda makes it seem like his name is Pedro Pascal. Who would you cast Pedro Pascal in?
Yeah, you're searching for more.
Q&A. Where the heck is it? There it is.
Yeah, we just want to go ahead and just do kind of just for the sake of it a fun little live Q&A, and then we'll let our friends go ahead and respond and think about who they would cast Pedro Pascal as, and think about it.
That was him on the
I like how he
way
likes
here.
the bottom seat. It is comfy.
Well, he just stepped in there because he can't jump up on the seat, and then he jumped up on the seat while we were driving.
Yeah,
And then I
he
put his
figures it
seatbelt
out.
on because the seatbelt alarm started going off.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bubba. I took the fry away. You weren't finishing it, bro. The salt was too much for you.
Yeah.
Victorian era child.
My goodness.
He's never had anything deep fried before.
like,
Victorian
fucking hooked on
children
it
used to
now.
work in the
Yeah.
mines. Their aura is pure radiation. Yeah.
You want agua?
No, it is, honestly.
Get agua? Yeah, he bilingual.
Hey.
There he is.
He's learning some Spanish here and there.
There you go.
He knows what fuera means. Knows damn well what
Hey.
fuera means.
Okay.
All right.
And he knows what no
Thank
means.
you so much.
It's been
You know what
posted.
no means?
No.
No.
No means no.
All right. Well, if you guys want, we can go ahead and
Looks so
jump into the episode.
Right.
Jay goes, I might have to figure out how to work actual bots. No, you don't have to go to that extent,
No.
my friend.
Stop giving him ideas.
Oh, you're so
Yeah,
handsome.
Zach's having a proud daddy moment.
Why is he so photogenic?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where
Why is he like a calendar dog? Like that's a dog that's like, see, like it could literally just be a photo of him resting on the bone like that, and it's like, let me flip to the month of December, and it's Coda on the calendar.
Tish goes,
So
Jacob.
cute.
Jacob is gonna collect bots like Aaron did Titans.
Oh God.
I'm so proud of you.
He's gonna initiate the rumbling next time Flock is mentioned.
Oh my gosh.
You're so handsome. Who raised you?
Okay. Zach, do you feel okay to go ahead and narrate?
Yeah,
if you want
I can take care of it.
Okay.
I gotta put on a
Sophie
good
was
show
like,
for my
no.
son.
Yeah.
This is for you.
So, again, guys, this is going to be Season 4, Episode 8. This is Assassin's Bullet. This is Part 2 of our episode breakdown and discussion. Real quickly, to go ahead and do some recap. Let me go ahead and see exactly how it played out, because I'm pretty sure we just saw, again, the conversation between Jean, Connie, and Sasha. We were talking about the
Yes.
friendship that they have.
We talked about how Levi, now it is confirmed that was not a part of an originated plan.
Mm-hmm.
Levi's like, screw you for making yourself a hostage and having us come after you.
Yeah.
Still kicking
wow.
him like a little boy.
That felt like this was too weak. Like, it's going to show how long a week feels,
Yeah.
but...
It was also Tuesday though.
Yeah. So we talked about Rhina transforming, confronting Aaron, and saving Porco last week.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, also we had a long ass episode last week, so
Yeah.
it's all a blur, you know.
Yeah.
Guys, count how many. Take a shot every time I have to reapply my lip balm.
Zebra Cakes goes, make that Instagram for
I
Coda.
know,
Y'all
I
can
should,
both be doing taxes by the end of 2025.
No, literally.
I should get this rule on TikTok before they ban it.
Jacob goes, I have Instagrams for my pets that pass. Aww.
Aw. Well, that's good though. It's like a little memorial.
Yeah. Paying
Yeah, it's a
homage to
memoir.
your pets. So last week we went ahead and we talked about Rhina's transformation as his Titan form. We talked about how his Titan looked very different based off of probably his willingness to want to go ahead and fight and transform. As I said, he went ahead and he saved Galliard from the clutches of the now Warhammer / Attack Titan
He
/
just did
Founding
what
Titan.
needed to be done.
As Aaron exactly did, pretty much what needed to be done, and Aaron himself felt that this was
And
done.
nothing more.
He said, "There's no more fight left. Let's go home." And so they decided to go over to the airship. And now in the airship, right, we get a couple encounters. We get the encounters of the reunion of Armin and Aaron, and we can go ahead and feel some tension there, right? I don't know if it's just because of what Armin had to do for Aaron's cause.
Yeah.
We understand how Aaron what Aaron's stance on things is very different from what Armin's
Yeah.
stance on things. They're in a very different kind of mindset.
Aaron's like, kill whoever gets in our way, and Armin is like, anything we can do to keep the peace
Yeah.
for no death.
Exactly. You got one, exactly. Eradicate all threats outside the island, and
Yeah.
then the other ones where let's go ahead and just
Yeah, we could all be we could all be cordial.
Yeah.
That's
We
fine.
can all be friends. Isn't that right, Coda?
exactly.
He's like, give me another fry. That's what he's telling
But are
me
you
right
about to
now.
experience the deep deep lore of what is Attack on Titan?
He's already been watching One Piece.
Oh. Then he gets it.
And Bluey.
There you go.
Then he gets it.
I put on
He'll
the...
recognize Blue and be like, oh my God, I'm your biggest fan.
I put on One Piece on Sunday for me to watch, and he was like all trying to climb up on me, so I picked him up, and he just sat there. That's like the longest. He's not a lap sitter. He doesn't like being carried. 20 minutes, just sat.
Just so enamored by, you know what? That might have just convinced me to start watching it. If Coda's into it, then I'm into it.
I'm so dead. I think the colors and everything. He was just. That's the calmest
Like
he's
the
been on my lap. 'Cause
animation
even
and
if we're outside and I pick him up and I'm sitting with him and I'm just like chilling there, it'll be like 2-3 minutes gone max.
Yeah.
20 minutes straight. I was so. I didn't even realize it'd been 20 minutes. The episode ended. I was like, holy shit, you're still on my lap.
He's a little.
Ain't that right? We're gonna watch One Piece.
He's a little iPad kid at heart.
He does like Bluey very much. Bluey's what I put on.
Oh,
for him
they're
when I
turn
go to
on the
work.
TV.
When he stays inside, you're gonna fall.
He's gonna fall
You're
over.
gonna fall. You're gonna fall. Coda, come here. Fuck, bro.
He
Yeah,
Idiot.
go ahead and fall.
Come here.
He was scratching himself and he was like on the edge of the bed.
He's so cute. Look. Look right here. Look right here. Yeah.
All
He's
right.
in your camera.
Aw.
It's just a wobbly ear.
You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
Aww.
Can't believe you got water all over the fucking sheet, bro.
Dang, so if you bring Coda over every now and then, the podcast, you're gonna have like videos
growth of him,
to see
yeah.
him grow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That picture I showed you, I'm gonna show it to Lex real quick.
Yeah.
So you can find him. I showed it to you guys.
You're gonna give her,
I couldn't find it. So Coda is in this photo. Find him.
Okay.
You get 20
Coda-
I gave,
seconds.
Oh
I gave
my
AJ
God.
20 seconds.
Okay, Coda is in this photo.
I have a clock this time.
Hey, Kyron's in chat. Coda from Brother
Yes,
Bear.
exactly. Hey,
Yes.
say hi
What
to
is
the
up, Kyron? How you been, man?
brother.
I see the
Good boy.
social media break has maybe ended since you're here.
I missed you. I got
Yeah,
you
we
a
missed
brother.
you, bro. We hope that you were able to go ahead and kind of just take a nice little, step back and breather away from social media. Hopefully it did some good for you.
He's been in the shadows this whole time.
Yeah.
I have no idea where Coda is in this photo.
Well, welcome back, bro.
There's
Yeah,
a
like Zach
picture
said, we've
to
missed
the
you, man.
Or a video to the right or the left.
Just in time, we're going to talk about Sasha's death.
One of them's a video. There's 2 pictures, 1 video. But he's in there. No one found him yet. I've shown your parents were 4 and 5, you were 6, and you're 7, Lex. No one's found him.
Yeah, you're right. Kyron says been watching this whole time in the shadows.
Oh my God,
Aw,
okay.
Appreciate the support.
You want to know what okay, real talk. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I was like, okay. I was like, is that him? I was like, that doesn't look like a dog. I was like,
And then you watch the video and you're like,
and
yeah,
I was
that
like,
is him.
okay, well, if he's anywhere, he's got to be like here. But I was like, okay, I have no idea where he's at, and that's where he is.
Yep.
Wow.
So I get like half credit, right?
Yeah,
There you go.
You are now the first person to.
See, guys, I'm so mature about the way I compete for stuff now.
Kyron, since it's been a while, man, what
Hi,
have you been
Kyron.
up to? Like, I know that again,
missed you.
it's
Like
what,
ArtofCesar.
been like a month or something. Like since the last time you've been in chat,
You
maybe
missed the
longer.
episode where your face got blown up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know the ArtofCesar episode. Yeah, if you want to give us a little update on kind of how things have been as far as adjustments and stuff in life, and why'd you decide to go ahead and take the little social media break? Hopefully it did you some good, but he said doctor's visit and working. I've heard a little baby's heartbeat. Aww,
My
so
God.
that's so cute.
This
man.
is such a
We're so happy for you.
mushy gushy episode until it's not.
It's so crazy because literally, like,
Oh shit, that's so cute. I'm so
We're,
happy
like-
for you.
Kyron, this is gonna be your baby, but also like I hope you know this is gonna be like all of our babies. This is the first
Yeah, we're
Attack
all
the
like,
Talk baby.
Yeah, this is the
So-
first Attack the Talk baby. Won't be the
I'm
last.
so happy for you.
Yeah, honestly, man. Yeah, again,
my
we're so happy
God.
We're all
for
having kids.
You
Oh
heard
my
your
God.
baby's heartbeat. I know.
you. Jay goes, I heard my own heartbeat, and I was like, damn, I'm alive.
But you know what? Real.
I don't think Coda knows what his heartbeat is yet. I think he still gets scared by it.
Yeah.
No, it's tears everywhere, happy and sad. Exactly, Tish.
Yeah, 100%.
Dang,
but-
Kyron, I'm so freaking happy for you, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby's here.
Bobby!
Oh shit! What's up,
Damn,
Bobby?
everyone's here.
Who did we
Bobby.
just
Shout
summon?
out,
Show
man.
Bobby the
Bobby.
doggy.
Yeah, but yeah, congrats.
Yeah. What's up, Bobby?
Show
Hope you've
Bobby
been
your
good too,
dog.
man.
Show Bobby
Oh yeah,
Coda.
yeah. We got Zach's little puppers is here.
He's here.
Yeah, never forget,
That's
Kyron.
Coda.
You have a community here
Yeah.
that loves you.
Yeah, 100%, man.
go to-
We're all just rooting for one another, man, because
Say hi
again,
to
I've talked about the
But yeah,
community
there's
here.
Bobby.
It's a
There
beautiful
is
thing.
Zach's new dog, Coda.
Yep, we got a little Coda here, and
It's okay.
Do you want a towel real quick?
No, it's okay.
You know what's funny is that
It was quick.
we go ahead and we give Lexi shit for
These are
dropping her
water
phone here for the podcast.
The one time I have a bowl of water.
Please tell me you
too.
I know.
The only time.
Please tell me
You know what?
you recorded that.
clip it and just go back and just hear the freaking kerplunk.
Oh,
Kerplunk.
I don't even know if you could hear it, but if you can.
Phone still works. We're good.
Bobby goes-
No. It's okay.
Even Coda's like,
It's
what the
okay.
hell was that?
Okay, do you want some water, Bubba?
Bobby goes,
Want some electric
dang,
water?"
cute as hell, so curious looking, distinguished gentleman, 100%.
Before you got here, I held the water bowl for him, and he bit it and tried to pull it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was like,
No, I just watched him spill it.
Kyrie goes, Lupin and Coda playdate?
No, Lupin.
Don't bite my nose.
He's got big old ears too. Imagine if he had upright ears.
Dude, well, if he gets bigger and he gets more German in him, his ears are starting to get brown. He was like pure white when I got him.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I remember the
Like
photos.
he's getting a stripe here.
He's
Dog
getting
name
like
is
some
Lupin.
tan.
I don't know if I've asked you, Kyron, what kind of dog is Lupin?
Dark.
I don't know if
yeah.
we talked about it. but
Lupin the Third.
Lupin's such a cool name too, Lupin. That's from
Let's watch Lupin the Third.
yeah. Yeah, it kind of looks like a sister dog from
It's an older
Full
show
Metal.
and movie series.
What?
The sister
Kind of
dog
looks like
from
the sister
Full
dog from
Metal.
Full Metal.
You mean Chris Tucker's daughter? Hey, you don't talk about my son like that.
Holy
Hey, what if I put a wig on him and took him to Anime Expo?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you should do that,
And I
Kyron.
teach him how to go.
Kyron, you should do that.
That is crazy, Kyrie. That's crazy.
Hey, mine's Shepherd
Oh my
Lab.
God, German
Shepherd,
Shepherd. Oh,
Shepsky's
German
like my
Shepherd
dream
Husky.
dog. Shepsky's my dream dog.
Oh,
German
man.
Shepherd
But I got
Huskies
blessed
are-
with this little fucking ball of energy.
Kind of looks like sister dog. Oh my god. I cannot I
didn't
still
like
remember when I was watching. I think I told both of you. I was like, "Oh my god, that dog is so funny, so goofy.
Yeah.
That's like,
like
the
I
one,
love that
the
dog."
one memorable thing about you
And
watching Full Metal.
You
Alchemist.
both are like, "Yeah, the dog is cool. Just keep watching."
We're like, yeah, he is cute. Yeah, keep watching though.
There was a
Word.
brother.
Oh, that's fucking
There was
crazy.
an anime convention where they had a cosplay contest, and this dad walked up as Chris Tucker with his daughter.
Oh, I think
and
you've
then they
told us
left,
this before.
yeah, and then they came back, and she was in the dog cosplay.
She really
and
has
her
no
hair was
idea.
out, and she was just, and they won.
They
He was
won?
the
Yeah.
most hated person, but they won.
Yeah, but they're
Wow.
like, that's
They're like,
perfect.
we hate it so much that it invokes such a reaction out of everyone in the crowd that
that's
he
how you know
had
it's
to
good.
win. Yeah.
It's like when like you absolutely despise a character. That means the actor did a really good job.
Yeah. Like that guy from 13 Reasons Why.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You okay there, Baba?
That was great, Kyron. Thank you for that.
Oh, that's the spot. Sorry, over there wasn't good enough. Sorry.
You're shaking.
Alrighty.
Joffrey in Game of Thrones. Yeah, I've heard that that's what me and Dad were literally talking about the other day. We are gonna try to figure out a time when we can watch it together. Because I've never seen it.
Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Really?
And because I'm making him watch The Last of Us, and I know everything that's gonna happen.
Oh, speaking of Game of Thrones, speaking of Dad, unironically enough, and I'm sorry, Dad, if you don't want me to bring this up, but remember last week we did the Hear Me Out?
Yeah.
Well, Dad didn't know, right? And Dad, shout out to Dad. You support the podcast.
Yeah.
You go ahead and you watch, and you appreciate the support and stuff and all that. But Dad saw the Q&A,
Yeah.
and Dad thought Hear Me Out was kind of like, okay, well maybe it's kind of like just a misunderstood
Like,
character.
yeah, misunderstood
right?
character.
And so the character
Which kind of makes sense.
the character that Dad had in mind,
like
again,
where this is
unironically enough, I think actually works for the Hear Me Out thing.
That's crazy.
Right?
Oh.
It just would have been weird coming from Dad.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a Game
It
of
probably
Thrones
would have been
character.
someone else.
It's a Game of Thrones character. And he was going to go ahead and put, in response to the Q&A of the Hear Me Out character, was going to be the oh fuck, I just blanked on his name.
No, I
Big
did that.
guy? Is it the big guy, the big dumb guy?
No, it's
Like the
the
old
Hound.
Oh,
The Hound.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hear Me Out is the kangaroo
That's
mommy from My Hero
crazy.
Academia. Oh shit. No, but
choice.
the thing is though is
Crazy.
that Dad mentioned that, and I had to try to go explain what Hear Me Out is. So I would, and as I told him, I was like, again, honestly, like that response
It's still valid.
is it still works. I think
Yeah.
some people would go ahead and find the Hound like as a hear me out because I think women or even
Still
like
a
men
correct
would
response.
like his kind of aura and his his brash kind of demeanor and his mysteriousness and his kind of like dominance as or, even just like I don't know, like I think that's just what it would be. And then Bobby goes, I literally misunderstood last week with the Q&A, bro. I think we figured that out too, because you weren't the only one, Bobby. I know Eddie was as well. At least I hope so, Eddie.
Crazy.
But you know what, Bobby? They still worked. I think the only one that really didn't work was I think he also answered Walter White. And we were like, what?
What's funny though is that Kyrie goes again, his kangaroo mommy, right? Jacob goes, she's a rabbit. Kyrie goes, my rabbit.
My rabbit.
Yeah.
Mirko is so bad.
And then Tish goes, yeah, the Hound was hot. Yeah. So see, again, unironically, Dad chose a very valid response.
Yeah, it's still valid.
Yeah.
It would just be weird because it's supposed to be your hear me out.
Yeah.
That is a hear me out.
Yeah. And I think that when you go ahead and you watch Game of Thrones, and it sounds like you are with Dad, and again,
we haven't been watching yet.
It's a great series. Again, everything you hear about the last season
is true.
Valid.
Yeah.
It feels very rushed, and
I was upset for like a month.
But leading up to it, it's the series is great. It's gonna keep you on your toes for sure.
I won't go in with the expectation that like it's
you
just
ever
gonna
watch
get
Sword
better
Art Online?
in the last season.
Just just know that like it does get better, but then that final season is just like a stench on the series, you know. But yeah, so the Hound was one that definitely works for that response, and once you'll go ahead and you'll see, I think you'll go ahead and you'll understand.
I agree, Jacob. I think I tried to watch season 2 of Sword Art Online, but honestly,
it gets tough, huh?
Yeah. Not really.
It's like
Promise Neverland. I love the first half of season 1 because even the second half of season 1.
The Promise Neverland.
Yeah.
I never finished season 2 of that one either. Or season 2 of Dr. Stone. I don't know what's going on with me.
Coda, bring me your leash.
I like how Jacob just goes flock his.
That's our lighting engineer right now. He's just making sure the lighting's even.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Just plop wherever you like.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm confined to these 4 edges.
Forced myself to finish it and regretted it. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's good. I never finished Sword Art Online.
I just read it. I gave up on watching it. I was too upset by it.
You read
such a bummer when you go ahead and you have something that like you're so
most of it
excited that you found something, and then you're like literally invested, and you're excited about the next season or whatever. Let's say you even like, for the sake of again like Game of Thrones, like I think there was 8. How many seasons? 8 seasons. So you got 7 seasons where you're like, okay, they're doing the final season, and you're left with that. Like, can you imagine you're being so excited again, so invested?
It's crazy build up. Like
that'd be like with AOT. Like, can you imagine if the ending didn't? And again, for some people, it didn't live up to it. But I'm just saying that like if we got some dog shit final season of AOT,
where it's just like everyone died.
The hype was similar to like The Walking Dead with Daryl's hype. Like there's a lot of hype around it,
right?
Especially on social media. And then Starbucks
building like trying to match those expectations.
Starbucks cup.
But like, that's the thing is that it sucks, man. It sucks when you go ahead and you get the excitement has to go ahead and literally get extinguished because of just either bad writing or because of just, I don't know, lack of execution or just, the fact that
it also sucks when you have a really good first season.
Seems like they cracked under the pressure and they went over the budget.
Yeah, totally.
House of the Dragon season 3 next year though.
Yeah. Jake goes, yeah, like my favorite character died.
AOT fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Stormy Siama's House of the Man rewrite. I think that honestly, we what we've known from just any kind of interviews that you go ahead and you see with Isayama, whether it's written or whatever the case is, like he cares almost too much, like to the point where stuff,
he's rewritten an ending already, hasn't he?
He's like very sentimental, and what I mean by that, like in the best kind of ways, because we get such great like story writing, but certain stuff, like if it gets a bad response, like that stuff really like affects him, and I think that because of the response from that, obviously how it ended, right, initially, like you said, he went ahead and he did kind of just the last attack, you know, and we got some more, and we got that kind of other ending.
But we heard at the orchestra concert that they would like to keep doing more movies like that.
Yeah. So it sounds like
With like the alternate universe, like
there will be more movies. They're going to do like video game collabs and stuff, you know, concerts. But when it comes to like, if you don't expect a season 5.
actually they are doing a video game collab with PUBG, right? Pretty sure they are.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Pretty sure they're doing one with PUBG right now, and there's like ODM gear,
Damn, a secret director's cut? That would be fucking
like
cool.
Schneider.
That would be cool.
I'd be into that. Oof. That's a crazy hiccup.
But
I'm gonna give him hiccups. He's gonna start.
you know that meme of the horse drawing? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
First half is just like that, and then you just rush it the rest of it.
And it's like, okay, I ran out of time.
Yeah. Kyron says excited for Fallout Season 2. I am too. Me and Zebra Cakes watched Fallout, and yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And how it ended too, we're like, okay, cool. So hopefully Season 2 definitely lives up to as well. Isayama definitely hears his audience, but I mean, again, got to give Isayama a pass because it's just the beautiful storytelling that we receive. Like, we can't go ahead and fucking riot over just how it ended, just because we're not a fan of how it ended. Like, when you think about the story again, and we're going to talk about it, of course, you know, as we go ahead and continue to, in chronological order, focus on these episodes in season 4. But things played out however they needed to play out, and I feel like in the culmination of how it ended, in a sad way, it makes sense, because it's like Eren himself even says, like, how can he go ahead and survive and live through what he caused, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if that were to happen, then essentially what he's been fighting for freedom, will never happen. Like, they're always going to constantly try to come after him, you know? And then what does that mean for his close friends? Like, they're going to continuously, until, you know, more death happens, like, they're going to be just fighting, you know?
Like, given with, okay.
So, like, we kind of didn't get what we wanted in terms of, like, we just, like, for some people who want, you know, Mikasa and Eren to go ahead and be together in the end, like, we got that.
We got that
only
kind of
romance
only through Mikasa's, like, her memory or whatever.
Yeah.
The last little kind of experience.
The little
that
branch off that Eren made for them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know? But, so, again,
survives.
it's one of those things where it's like, you know, to Lexi's point about more projects in the future, one thing we can't expect is anything that would change the timeline.
Yeah. There's nothing good. I don't think there won't be. Let me try that again. I don't think there's going to be anything canon that comes out.
No, there will not be another season because from what I've heard, Isayama is afraid to go ahead and mess with the timelines.
Or if it is canon, it's going to be like a flashback of a side universe of like, you know, let's see like what Kenny and Uri were doing when they were hanging out together or something.
Yeah.
Like, let's see that side
like some more
universe.
OVA type, like canon OVA type stuff or non-canon OVA type stuff.
Totally. Like, I would definitely not mind seeing
like
some of
a
that.
what if series, man. Just like
what if
timelines where
Isayama, we got you,
timeline
dude.
where Bertolt got eaten and Dinah became the colossal titan.
We got you, Isayama. We have
think
the
about that
what if
love triangle.
ideas
Oh my God.
on lock.
Can you imagine that love triangle of all of a sudden, you know, Dinah Fritz comes back because she ends up eating Bertolt, and all of a sudden she finds Grisha.
Oh my
And Grisha's
God.
married with a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, she would have. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she wouldn't be dead.
Yeah, Carla wouldn't be dead. At least
Aaron finds another way to kill
Not
her.
yet.
Dinah would kill her.
I know. At least she survived that instance. I don't know. I don't know how much longer she is.
If she were to eat Bertolt, wouldn't?
And I think she lied about her legs being
transform
crushed.
into a colossal on point.
No, she would first, like, her Titan form would shrivel up, much like Armin's, and then she would emerge from the Titan
She would
body.
go into her
and
human
she would
form
go ahead
with
and
her
have, like, she would have, like, the Titan markings or whatever, I think. Maybe not, but she would essentially
You probably would,
would be reborn, right?
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
I'm sure she would probably transform at some point.
Yeah.
Grisha would have been like, huh?
I know.
No, could you imagine? They're like, she's
he's
like,
dead
oh
at
my
that
God,
point.
Grisha, and then like he's
He's
with.
dead at that point.
Grisha is currently on a mission.
He's going.
Yeah.
That's
to
when he's
kill-
going to get the.
Yeah,
kill the
he's
Rice
on his
family.
way to do that.
Yeah.
So I think okay.
Oh,
sorry, I'm about to spiral a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
But I think that the moment that Dinah would transform, if she did after eating Bertold, would be when she sees Carla and realizes who she is.
And then still the timeline continues, and
Yeah.
Carla is destined to die
No matter what, Dinah must kill Carla.
Oh my god.
Keep it clean.
She transforms and then Aaron dies too.
Even Tish says maybe the constant is Carla getting eaten, but Dinah's approach changes.
Exactly.
That's the
That's
canon
what I'm
event.
saying. Me and Tish have the same exact way of thinking.
That's the canon event. That's Aaron's
it's
Uncle
a
Ben.
canon event. Yeah, that's Aaron's Uncle Ben for him to
But
get
it's
the
his mom.
motivation.
Yeah.
You know.
Interesting, Jacob, to the point I think of Isayama and stuff is don't be afraid, bro. F the fans at the end. It's your story. That's approach that I think a lot of
yours.
storytellers, directors, and authors have. It's just like, that's their story. That's how they envision it and stuff like that. And they just kind of just stick with it. And the fans they have to be okay with it no matter what.
Yeah.
But so to your spiral, I mean, the thing is though is that, okay, so kind of getting along track with I know where Zach was taking this, right? Where with Grisha.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does Grisha go ahead and ever see Dinah?
Yeah, I don't, because he's already on his mission.
Well, I feel like if
no matter
Dinah
what,
gets
it seems
revived-
like he's gonna get it done. Well, yeah.
I feel like if she sees Aaron, she would know that it's Grisha's kid and she would want to stay with Aaron.
Okay, so by
This is
becoming
giving bully. This is like a bully soundtrack song.
by becoming the founding Titan, even if it's for that brief period, right? When Grisha does go ahead and acquire that ability, is he able to somehow know, almost like through the pathways, or is he able to go ahead and feel Dinah's presence?
I feel like he could. If he has the founder, yeah.
Okay, so
So then at that point, does
he's not of royal blood, so can he really connect to the paths though?
I was gonna say, if anyone is gonna feel Dinah's presence, it's gonna be like a random feeling from one of the Rice members, because they also have that royal feeling. So I feel like Grisha would have to figure it out by being like,
Would be
he'd be there when
Frida.
she
I feel like Frida would feel her in the middle of her combat with
Imagine
Grisha.
just like,
so he would know that she's there by figuring it out through like like Frida would be like,
I think I have it. Can you imagine Grisha? We obviously know that he's very hesitant to follow through with that plan. He's already afraid. He's trying to explain to the Rice family. What if Frida goes out there and just name drops Dinah Fritz? She's like, wait,
it just comes
she's
over.
just like,
ate Carla Jaeger.
Dinah
after
Fritz is back.
consuming the
What if she
colossal
just like,
titan.
Dinah Fritz is back?
Yeah, like Dinah Fritz is alive.
And then Grisha's like, all of a sudden he hears that,
Pupils
Yeah.
dilate.
and he's just like,
What do you mean?
why did you say that name?
What do you
whatever.
mean? She's
Stuff,
back.
And then
It's like, I just felt her presence. She's out of her Titan form or whatever.
yeah, she'd be like, she
I would
is now
love
the
to
colossal
see-
Titan.
I know.
I could see Aaron's
I don't
like
know, but she's
figure
back.
getting ready to like push Grisha on and be like, do it.
Yeah.
You have to.
But I could see him doing that,
it.
hearing
It's the only
Dinah
way.
Fritz is back,
Yeah.
getting a little smirk, and just phasing away, and just Grisha saying, "Tell me where you got that name from."
Yeah.
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 And he
I'll
ends up
just get
killing
the
the family.
information out of you myself.
Yeah. Like Batman and Superman.
It is.
Where's Rachel? Where did you hear that name?
Oh yeah. Or it's just like that's the whole Martha
Oh, yeah.
thing, the Martha dynamic.
Martha, how do you know that name?
Yeah.
How do you know that name? That's so funny.
Oh, that's just
Yeah, I don't know. I just
Sending messages in the past.
I guess a what if series again would be an incredible series, and of course we're here for it, 100%.
Yeah.
Like the more content of AOT we get, the better. And guess what? That means the longer we do the podcast too. So
I know. We're gonna
right.
have seasons and seasons of what if material.
seriously. Alrighty, guys.
they should
So
just hire us to storyboard.
go ahead and wrap up this recap. As we talked about the reunion of Armin and Aaron. And then we also go ahead and we get Jean, who is trying to get the soldiers, get the scouts back over into the airship. And then there is a gentleman, a former military police like captain or something.
Well,
He is some sort of like a senior ranking
yeah.
of the MPs, and even he has to tell like Jean like essentially like I'm a rookie as
Yeah.
a scout, so you don't address me like that or whatever
Yeah.
stuff, right?
You're saying like there's no the difference in the new government now, where like there's no need for the
He calls him Commander Lobov.
Yeah, command.
So he's a
Bob.
commander. He's a commander out over in the MPs.
For the MPs.
And then obviously the military branches, they formed into one branch,
Yeah,
right?
now they're one.
And so now essentially,
What's the name? I keep forgetting the name of.
oh, that branch.
Yeah, of
It's
that
like-
branch.
Oh wait, he's not MP. Sorry, he's a garrison.
Garrison.
He's garrison.
Yeah, he's a garrison
Yeah.
soldier. So now
Yeah.
they're all.
He said,
in
"Our people
one.
don't need the garrison anymore, right?" He goes, "I
Military.
told you, I'm just a recruit now." And he goes, So my point being in recap, because this is important, because we're gonna get more Lobov in the next story we're gonna go and focus on. Lobov decides to tell Jean, "You go ahead and go inside. I will go ahead and wrap up things here and help with,
I'll cover the rear. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna be important for.
They should have had
you guys will
someone
understand
covering the
why.
rear in this
I know
episode.
exactly. And then
You're about to shoot my dog.
so Jean ends up
You guys can't see it, but she
rendezvousing.
got a rubber band loaded at Coda's face right now. You don't even know no better.
So Jean rendezvous with his friends as the door right to the airship opens, and both Connie and Sasha are looking out there, essentially welcoming Jean back. And then Connie goes on to go ahead and give a sweet sentiment about how he's just glad that they are alive.
Yeah.
the three of them. And
Which is like also like fuck you. Why are you
Yeah.
having this moment right before you know what you wrote in the script to happen next?
I know. And then
He's just talking about how happy he is for them all to be together.
And then Flock decides to go ahead and celebrate, right? Just have a full-on, just celebratory moment with the surviving scouts.
He's
Honestly,
literally like
he's probably-
SpongeBob and Patrick. Victory! Screech!
Yeah.
He's probably just so happy that they have Aaron Yeager back.
I love the freaking little rivalry going on here.
W Flock.
He goes, "That didn't age well, Connie." W Flock. Yeah. So that's it's important to go ahead and mention Flock's involvement in this too for reasons that we will go ahead and explain when we focus on the episode. But yeah, so we go ahead and we get that nice kind of sweet moment. And another important thing to know is that Gabi, of course, is very, very upset and is trying to somehow, some way, get revenge. And
Stupid ass kid.
so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and now jump into the episode, and this is season 4, episode 8, Assassin's Bullet, part 2. Zach will be our narrator for the first part, and then we'll go ahead and we will talk about the first part together. Hope you guys go ahead and stick around with us, because at the end of the episode, the second part that we go ahead and cover is going to be an emotional one for reasons that we are all aware of, and we know how the story is getting ready to play out for one of the characters. And so I highly recommend, again, that, like I said last week, moments like this in the episode, we need to talk about them. We need to feel them, and we felt them when we saw them happen live. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about those moments, feel those moments again, and understand why they had to happen, or still question why they needed to happen. And those are discussions that I really appreciate, and that's why I wanted to do this podcast to begin with, because we would go ahead as a group, 3 of us would talk about certain moments, certain things that happened with the show, and question why, or try to go ahead and process it together and understand why. And so again, those are moments that while we go ahead and cover them in the episode, in this podcast, I really, again, encourage you to do so with us. So,
Yeah. Feel free to.
I hope you guys go ahead and stick around, and then we get to go and talk about it all together. So, without further ado, again, we're going to go ahead and focus on the first part here, and whenever Zach is ready.
We continue the episode as Gabi races after the airship containing Aaron Yeager. Falco chases closely behind, not losing sight of Gabi. Falco yells out to her in hopes that she'll stop.
Come on, Gabi! Hold on a second!
Falco continues to run, getting closer until he's close enough to reach out and grab a hold of her to slow her down. Gabi turns to look at Falco as she tries to stop her, and the scene slows down, showing us a closer look at their expressions. Gabi appears to show sadness and desperation, as Falco shows determination and protection. They both catch a breather, reflecting on their actions. Falco tells her,
Stop! It's over. They're flying away, Gabi. There's no point in chasing them. Even you know that.
Gabi stares in silence, listening to Falco's words. She then whispers with anger to Falco,
killed our friends. Zofia was right next to me, talking. And then she was crushed by a flying rock. Udo tried to get it off her, but that just got him trampled by the crowd. They stepped on his head again and again till it cracked open. I ran into those gate guards we talked to, and they yelled at me because I was trying to go back to the plaza. They said it was too dangerous. They tried to protect me, even though I'm Eldian. Now they're dead. I saw some woman shoot them from a rooftop because I'm an Eldian who was born in this internment zone. People spit at the sight of me walking around. I have lots of memories of getting treated like dirt, but they're the reason I try so hard. I'm fighting to show the world that Eldians here are good people. I made it this far because I believe that someday we could be proud of these armbands. I did everything I could to make that happen. And now, it's all been crushed. This internment zone is my home. And I know it isn't perfect, but it's where my people I love live. So if somebody tramples it, I'm not going to forgive them. So why? Why would you tell me not to chase them? Mr. Zeke was killed right in front of us. Don't you want to do something? Don't you want to know why all these people had to die?
Falco recalls that conversation he witnessed between Rhina and Aaron. He recalls Aaron telling Rhina,
So why, Rhina? Tell me why my mom was eaten by a Titan.
Falco then explains to Gavi,
Their home was trampled too. That's why. Our warriors attacked them years ago and killed lots of people. This is just revenge.
Gabi stares at Falco and asks,
So, did you see that happen?
Falco answers,
Well, no, I didn't.
Gabi continues her point.
Neither did I, Falco.
The airship becomes in view off in the distance as Gabi prepares to continue her mission. Gabi turns to Falco to tell him,
It doesn't matter. These island devils threaten world peace, remember? We were taught all about them. They're savage and cruel. And whatever we might have done to them, it wasn't half as bad as what they deserved. Those devils aren't like us.
Falco now recalls something else from Reiner and Aaron's discussion, as Aaron states,
Rhina, I'm the same as you. Same where I'm from. Inside the walls. We're all just people.
Gabi, now in a full sprint, runs after those devils. Falco just stands there watching, unaware of the truth.
Wow. Shit. That
I'm so in.
oh,
I'm so in right now.
She's not calling you, bro.
I'm so immersed.
Lex,
You got us so fast.
great job.
Thanks.
Yeah. Kyrie
Go to come.
oh my god, I love it. Bobby goes, chill, y'all. Chill. And then Kyrie goes, y'all not slick playing the actual episode's audio. And he goes, Lexi, you're getting better. I love it. Yeah.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
No, there's improvement.
this here again.
Elaine Slick playing the actual episode audio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Words.
Appreciate it.
We talked about how this episode, right? I mean, excuse me, this season, right? Season 4 is just a change in perspectives, right? And now we're being introduced to these new characters over in a different land, right?
You're like learning about what pretense is season 1.
Yeah.
Like you're learning about why season 1 started the way it did after that all being the only thing you knew in terms of like the, I guess, groundwork.
Just to give you perspective.
Yeah. Suddenly your world changed from like, it's like when you're a kid and you discover that like, there's like a whole universe out there. You're like,
Yeah.
whoa, this isn't just like America.
That kid that you could be referring to, right, is literally Falco.
Yeah.
As Falco, his mind has been literally just like,
Yeah.
I guess, like he has discovered a whole different side of what happened
Yeah.
out over there with these island devils, with literally the island devil infiltrating, and he got literally he got the closest view as you can to that conversation. He
Yeah.
got some sort of just,
He's the sole witness to that conversation.
Yeah.
exactly. And it's one of those.
And if Attack on Titan knows how to do one thing, it knows how to show that propaganda and what you're told changes your whole perspective on everything.
Yeah.
Like, just the information you
that-
know changes your
Is that
perspective.
Bat?
Yeah, it is.
Oh
Bad
my
Bat's
God.
Hey, it's the best Attack on Titan show on the planet.
Oh
Wow.
shit!
Hi, Bat
Hell yeah, can we get an applause for Bat
Of
Bat?
course.
Oh my, Bat Bat! It's been forever.
Bobby's
It
gonna
really
be like, "Where's my
has.
applause?"
No, Bobby was here recently.
That's true,
that's true.
It's
Bobby was showing up.
It
It's
has
been a minute.
been a while. I had to be at work in about 30 minutes.
No worries. No worries, man. Thank
Show
you for
Bat
hopping in
Bat.
now.
We appreciate you
Show
hopping
Bat
in,
Bat.
man.
Don't you want to be shown off, little buddy?
Oh yeah, Bat
Yeah.
Bat. Check out our new little buddy. This is Zach's little pupper.
I like how every time we're like, look,
Oh my God! Look at that.
wrong way, bud.
Look at the little Coda.
He's like,
Bat Bat, we appreciate you stopping in and chat, saying hi, and hopefully work and everything has been good. Hopefully you've been listening in over on the episodes and stuff, and yeah, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate your support, and thanks again for stopping in and saying hi, man. We've missed you.
He's like, I don't know who to
Coda's
listen to
like-
anymore.
Coda's
know.
like, I'm just gonna be chilling.
I'm overwhelmed.
I know.
That's right. Look at that great president right there. Hope I scared you guys.
So again, with talking about the perspectives and how everything's changing, like, and how like Zach mentioned, Falco is the witness of that interaction between Rhina and Eren, and Gabi, of course, she is what was described here too. And again, Zach, thank you so much for the narration. You did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, good job.
Too.
Oh, stop.
I felt
I'm
fully
underway.
immersed.
Literally, we described the expressions, and again, in the episode, it shows at the moment that Falco goes on to actually get a hold of Gabi to slow her down, like he grabs her shoulder,
Yeah.
right, and gets ready to turn her around and stuff, so that she can go ahead and stop.
Yeah.
Right. There is that slow motion moment where we do see the expressions on her face, and as was described, Gabi does look desperate.
Yeah.
She looks
does.
very, very sad.
Which
right?
is a stark contrast compared to when she blew up the train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
This is like the equivalent of her being backed into her corner.
yeah.
And she's like, well,
Great.
I know how to
Wow,
do what
great-
I know
great
how to do is
yeah.
it's not
Fight.
scream for I know how to go in, have good impulsive decisions and
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Great reference, by the way.
Yeah.
very-
That's her animal
yeah.
in her corner.
That's on point with as a reference that we were obviously given by Sasha.
Yeah.
So Falco tries to go ahead and explain to Gabi, right, about like what is actually happening here, right? What is, his truth?
Yeah.
What he has seen, what he has heard, and he's
It's not even just his truth, it's Eren's truth and Rhina's truth, too.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I say his truth is because of how Gabi, what her response to it is.
Yeah.
Like, and so
That's true.
Falco, he talks about how it's like, look, there's no point chasing them. And then he says, stop, it's over. And then Gabi goes on to really explain about what she witnessed. Because
Yeah.
again, we're talking about what these
This is
characters
my
witnessed,
story.
And then Falco witnessed that interaction between Rhina and Eren, whereas Gabi was out there over in the streets of the internment zone witnessing
Yeah.
the destruction
Yeah.
being caused by Eren.
Yeah.
It's
like a
She was in
perfect
Eren's
coin.
seat, yeah.
It's a perfect coin flipped on its head of Eren and Gabi. 'Cause
Yeah.
if it was vice versa, I mean, again, I don't really fault Gabi in her response.
It's
Because-
Eren's response.
Eren did the same exact thing, and
Yeah,
also
exactly.
It
she
makes you a
wasn't
hypocrite
there-
to hate her response when you were a
Exactly.
fan of Eren.
Yeah.
And also, she wasn't there to see how much it actually affected. Like, if she was in Falco's shoes and saw how much it affected Rhina that they went into their homeland and
Yeah.
did all that, then she'd probably feel a little different. But she wasn't there. Where she was exactly where she said. I just watched my friend who was just talking to me get crushed by a boulder.
Yeah.
I
And
watched
my
the
other
one.
friend got his skull stomped in.
Yeah. And
Like,
think about that too.
By
like-
his own
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And I'm taught that these people are devils and I just watch them become devils. So why wouldn't I go after them?
Yeah.
Which is
100%.
like, You know what, Gabi?
Yeah.
I know you're not my favorite, but I'm pretty
Meanwhile,
valid response. I wish you
Falco's
didn't do it.
fucking-
Yeah.
But I get it.
Falco's been enlightened, and eye for an eye makes the whole world get eaten by Eren Yeager.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and even then too is that as Gabi goes on to
Seriously.
explain about everything that Lexi went ahead and just mentioned, right, about what she witnessed, she kind of ends it with like saying, so why would you tell me not to chase them? And she talks about, you know, again, what they saw was the war chief die also in front of them, right? We'll talk
Yeah.
about Zeke. So
Right,
she
right.
goes,
Good
Zeke
call
was
out.
killed right in front of us. She goes, don't you want to do something? Don't you want to know why all these people had to die? Talking about her people, like you know,
Yeah.
like you did just explained.
Yeah.
And
They're misunderstanding each other's feelings.
and then again, talk about what Falco went to go ahead and witness. He tells Gabi, he tells her, their home was trampled too. Because our warriors attacked them years ago and killed lots of people. This is just revenge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, you would think that clear minds would go ahead and understand that, but again, Gabi's perspective, right? Much like if somebody, going back to season 1, if somebody tried to reason with Eren, would Eren go ahead and be like, "You're right. I'm thinking irrationally." No.
Be like, you're an idiot for thinking that way. You're a coward.
Where's your
We have to
pride?
kill all of them.
Yeah, right. So in this moment here, Gabi tells Falco, essentially, "Did you see it happen?"
Yeah, which is actually kind of tough.
Yeah.
She's kind of
It's
tough for
but
that.
it makes me so mad.
Me too.
Did
Yeah.
you see that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did you see it happen?
Neither did I.
Well, neither
Exactly.
did I.
And then so exactly, well, in the episode 2, you watch it, like Falco, he kind of has a moment where he's like, oh, shit, like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, so, and the thing is, this is a kid who was manipulated by an island devil. This
The
was a
thing
kid.
is, too, he also saw firsthand how the person who went there
Reacted.
pretty much was ready to die of
Yeah,
guilt.
he was like,
Yeah.
dude, kill me
That's
for
true.
what I did
That's
to
true.
you.
like,
So he's
you
like,
can't-
okay, well,
you
valid.
can't devalidate it, knowing that the person you looked up to the most just caved to the floor in front of you, saying,
Yeah.
"I'm
Yeah.
sorry."
The one person who was actually with the devils.
only viable source besides Zeke, who is now presumed dead,
Yeah.
and now you just assume this motherfucker's taking a nap or dead.
Yeah.
And then to that point too, like
Because they don't
if
have Annie to talk to about it.
Yeah.
Bertolt's dead. They only have Rhina to be like, this is actually
Rhina,
what I saw.
Zeke, Peak, but
And Peak
Zeke
doesn't
is gone.
know.
Yeah, Peak
doesn't
wasn't
know
like
full
on the floor
extent.
with
Yeah,
them.
Peak
She
was only
wasn't-
there on a limited
Yeah,
basis.
Peak was on recon.
Yeah.
She wasn't in the shit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also too, like if in their mind Zeke is gone, I would imagine that as far as the ranking goes, if you have the vice chief, that makes Rhina now the war chief probably.
Yeah.
So now that means that like you have
War Chief Braun is taking a nap.
I know.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that-
just grabbed a jaw and was like, I'm done.
yeah.
Clocked
So
out.
to Zach's point, the now war chief, I say in air quotes,
Because we know.
Falco saw that guilt. So it's not like this is coming from some, other soldier that happened to survive on ship who isn't a Titan warrior. It's just based off of, kind of like witness stories and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
this is,
This isn't hearsay. This is like source, getting it straight
Yeah.
from the horse's
Yeah.
mouth. Yeah.
exactly. So, but still,
But the same response that Aaron would have had, that Gabi has, is like, okay, well, someone close to me died. Does that make their death valid?
yeah.
It doesn't, but you're in a war, girl.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
is revenge.
The endless cycle of revenge.
Yeah. And so exactly as Gabi, continues to go ahead and express her mindset on this, like you just said, it doesn't matter. These island devils threaten world peace. We were all taught about these island devils, right? Mm-hmm. They're savage, cruel, and whatever we might have done to them, it wasn't half as bad as what they deserve. Now, think about
Falco
that
should have
sentence.
said, did you see it happen?
I know.
What do you mean we were all taught about these island devils? Did you see them do that?
Yeah, but-
she's like, yeah, Zofia and Udo are dead.
Falco also is in love with this girl too,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
She's got a crush. He's got a crush.
Yeah.
What she says goes.
Yeah, and then so again, right? Falco continues to remember that conversation, almost as like a rebuttal to whatever Gabi says, right? Talking about how it's like they're not like us, and then literally he remembers
They're not
Aaron
like
telling
us.
Rhina, he goes, "I'm the same as you," right?
Yeah.
Talks
Yeah.
about at the end of the day, we're all just inside the walls. We're all just people.
Yeah.
Right. Very
True.
kind of like just like generalizing, I guess, everything.
Yeah.
But there's some truth to it. But
Yeah.
Gabi, she can't be reasoned with.
Yeah, she's like, no.
Yeah, she goes out there and now
just as hard-headed as Aaron.
she continues her mission.
She's gonna do what she knows how to do, and it's fight.
Yeah.
Tatake.
Yeah. So, anything else we want to go ahead and point out over in this what we just talked about?
You got anything, bud?
He's knocked out.
Oh, yeah, he's tired.
Coda is. Oh, he. Kyron, is that what your baby's heartbeat sounded like?
That's what my baby's heartbeat sounds like.
Because that's what Zach's baby's heartbeat sounds like.
I bathed
He's
them.
breathing.
Yeah.
I bathed them.
No, but I'll probably have a lot more to say in the next section.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. Let's all brace ourselves. Let's collect ourselves because
deep breath, guys. Deep breaths. Very mindful.
Yeah. I just sound like the Pac-Man. Waka 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 waka.
Waka 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 waka.
Yeah. That was poor little Coda just breathing.
Your baby's heartbeat sounded like Pac-Man. That's great.
Alrighty. So yeah, this next part's gonna get really
gamer till the
emotional.
end.
I do want to go ahead and give you a little bit of a heads up. There will be a cliffhanger per usual.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
We will collect ourselves. We'll talk about it.
But at least
and
you know
we
it's
will
there.
Talk about it in preparations for what next week brings.
There is no end credit scene. Calm down.
And I hope that you guys.
You can see his little nose.
You can.
Boop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hello?
He went back down. There he is.
He's just chilling.
Just looking
like
up
his
the
little-
wet spot.
I like his little eyeshadow.
I know. I do too.
He's got some like inner corner eyeshadow going on.
Isn't that right, huh, bud?
Alrighty.
You're goth, huh? You're punk, huh?
He's a little baby bat.
Just licking the wet part.
You guys
You
ready
did
to go
that.
ahead and jump into this?
Yep.
If we must.
All right, let's do this.
Rip it off like a Band-Aid.
Here we go, guys. We continue the episode as Lobov, the scout that told Jean to go inside the airship, keeps track of everyone returning to the ship. Lobov says, Lima squad's in. That makes everyone. All troops accounted for! Tell the bridge we're good to ascend! Lobov prepares to rendezvous with the group, but Gabi lurks in the alleyways. Gabi continues to try to advance closer, but Lobov spots her. Lobov aims his weapon at Gabi, but then notices something. It's just a kid! As Lobov hesitates, Gabi rushes to get into position. Gabi then aims her rifle and shoots Lobov right between the eyes. Lobov's body, still attached to the airship because of his ODM cable, falls to the ground like a rag doll. A surprised Gabi says,
I shot him down.
Gabi then slowly approaches the body, noticing the cable. She then looks up to see that it's attached to the ship.
The line. It's still attached.
Gabi then begins to get that crazy look in her eyes. Finally catching up, Falco arrives to take notice of Gabi standing in front of a dead island devil body and looking up at the airship. Falco runs to Gabi as she makes preparations. What do you think you're trying to do? Gabi, with the ODM tech in hand, says,
It's this trigger. If I pull it, then.
Gabi pulls slightly and she can feel the rig retract. Falco, concerned and watching closely, reacts. Hold on. You want to go up? Don't be crazy. Gabi becomes confident and full of rage as she says,
I'll kill as many island devils as I can.
Falco tries to reason with her. Stop being an idiot. You're just going to get yourself killed. Gabi continues to prepare as she tells Falco.
Talk to my mom and dad for me. Talk to Ryan and the others too. Tell them that I fought my hardest to the end. Even if I'm killed up there, all of you will carry my spirit forward, right?
Suddenly, Colt begins yelling after noticing them.
Falco! Gabi! Are you two okay? What are you two doing out here?
Falco sees his brother running towards him. It's Colt. Gabi tells Falco her goodbyes.
This is it, Falco. You take care. You're one of the good ones.
Those words help Falco recall something that Mr. Braun told him. Falco recalls Rhina telling him,
Surpass Gabi to protect her. Spare her from the dark future we face.
Gabi then presses the trigger on the rig and begins to retract to the airship. Falco has to make a very quick decision. Colt is now stuck as he watches both Falco and Gabi heading towards the enemy airship. A confused Gabi looks down to take notice of someone holding onto her.
Falco? Why come with me?
Falco tries to explain to her, because I'm the one who should inherit the Armor Titan. You hear me? Gabi becomes confused by Falco's response. And then they both crash into the side of the airship. As the scouts inside celebrate, Sasha becomes aware of the noise outside of the ship. Sasha looks towards the open entrance of the airship. Sasha even asks Jean,
Hey, Jean, did you hear a sound just now?
Jean tries to take order, yelling out to the celebrating scouts,
Hey! Quiet down for a second!
We can hear Flock's rebuttal in the background. Make some noise! To victory! We can see Gabi slowly climbing into the airship. Jean continues to try to get the soldiers' attention.
Guys!
Connie then alerts Jean.
Hey! Lopov isn't back yet!
Jean responds.
Weird. He should have come back a while ago.
Gabi now rolls into action, taking aim. Jean looks to notice the kid, but Gabi then shoots. And then, standing in between Connie and Jean, is Sasha, as we see her get shot in the center of the chest. Sasha falls backwards as Connie and Jean both stare in shock. Sasha's body leaves a pool of blood as her expression seems blank. A stunned Connie simply asks,
Sasha?
To be continued. Fuck.
Just do a round of applause. Not because she died, but because of our voice, because of their voice acting. That's why. But oh my god.
I was looking at the camera really mad when Flock said, make some noise for victory. I was mad dogging that camera, just thinking, Jacob.
Yeah, that's your dude, Jacob. That's your guy. That's what I was thinking about too. I was like, that's
shit.
your guy.
No, you don't get to say rip Sasha in chat. You're Flock stan.
This moment here, I mean, we don't lose too many OGs, I feel like, in AOT.
No, honestly.
No, I don't.
So to lose one was really impactful.
And
In such a stupid manner.
I think what's really difficult is because what Lexi mentioned early on in the podcast episode is as we went into, I guess, the recap part of it and expresses like how dare you give us that moment with those three characters, right? Mm-hmm. Knowing what we know and knowing how it plays out. And
Yeah.
this moment is just really difficult, and it's difficult to even go back and watch and plan for as we plan for this episode. And it still hurts because it's like to think that Sasha's a character that has gone through every single step of the way with the OG characters and has been such an important part of the group. And we talked last week about how Sasha's contributions were very, very key, and then to think that a kid that we talked about in the first part, who has so much revenge in her heart, who had that moment, that foreshadowing moment when she explains to Falco that those gate guards who normally will not show Eldians any kind of sympathy, any kind of care, decided to go ahead and try to protect Gabi, telling her to run. Gabi witnesses that same woman on the rooftop.
Yeah.
That she explains to Falco. And granted, I'm not going to give Gabi the credit as to say that this was specifically targeted, rather than she just, as the episode happens, kind of like rolls into action. She goes out there and she just
It's really
shoots very, very quickly.
She doesn't have time to aim.
But unfortunately, the shot pierces Sasha square in the chest.
She's probably already standing there too because she knows she heard a noise. And she's like, okay, well, let me get a clear view. So she's probably like, she's moved her way. Now she's in the middle of the airship.
Yeah.
To where that is a perfectly clean shot for when she rolls in.
Yeah. Tish says it should have been a flock, and
Should have been flock.
Dave goes, okay, Tish, you and I both know it should have been Gabi to die by flock.
I'm okay with that.
The thing is, though, is that I'm sorry to break this to you, Jacob, but flock is not even paying attention at all to what
Yeah, he doesn't even care. He doesn't even
He
realize
doesn't care.
that the fight's not over.
It's okay. We get a really cool scene in the next part of Gabi getting a little bit of what she deserves.
Yeah.
But
Good.
And
Can't come soon enough. Hey, you
So-
better make it sound bloody.
we'll see.
but yeah, so
That's not for you, bro.
it's unfortunate because, again, Sasha is the one who hears the noise. Like you said, she probably was kind of like within direct line of sight, because she is the one who maybe is going to be looking out over at the door.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not obvious already, this is another one of Sasha's very good talents of being a hunter and being able to hear, just
got
disturbances better than, she's got better instincts, better in terms of
And
like
keep in
hunting
mind-
and stealth instincts.
To Lexi's point, there is in this airship like a
30, 40
group
dudes.
of
Yeah, there's
of
like
just,
40 guys in there.
Yeah, just yelling and celebrating and stuff.
Make
we
some
got Aaron
noise for
Yeager!
victory!
Led
We
by
got
who,
Aaron
Jacob?
Yeager!
Led by who? and so Sasha,
not-
she
Code.
has the instincts to go ahead and hear even the slightest bit of disturbance, like Lexi mentioned. And John, being the leader that he is at this point, he goes in and tries to quiet down everybody. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen, as again we see in the episode, we see Gabi beginning to crawl into the airship. And again, for context, the door is open because they're waiting for Lobov. But Lobov never returned.
But
because,
Lobov, does not return.
He has been also gunned down. Unfortunately, this is another body that Gabi has taken, right?
Yeah.
And
Another person.
I think that Kyrie said they should have threw her off the plane. I
Blimp.
think that
He corrected himself. They should have thrown her off the blimp.
I think that probably would have been the easiest route, but I don't think they wanted to go into easy at that point.
Make her
because,
suffer.
Like we talked about it, this is an OG character, and this isn't just as simple as like, all right, we'll just throw them off. Like, no, this person probably deserves to go ahead and get questioned, interrogated, and maybe kicked around by Levi a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. And
Maybe have a horse biter here and there.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But
I wouldn't let you kick that brat off the blimp. I'd want to beat her ass myself.
But not only, so we lose Lobov. Like, that's already crazy. We
Yeah.
lose, given he's not an OG or whatever, but so we lose Commander Lobov because of a hesitation.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched American Sniper this week,
Okay.
and like that scene,
You're like, that's Gabi.
yeah, pretty much. I was like, fuck. I'm like, come on, Chris Kyle, take the shot.
I know.
Take the shot.
To Gabi's credit, she is a really good shot.
She is fucking through the.
She
through the
is,
eyes,
and
bro.
she has amazing aim. She's a masterclass widow maker. But so
God.
you can tell that even she's surprised because she says she's like, I shot him because
It's probably because
she's so like the reference I said earlier, backed into a corner. She's in her fight or flight mode, and it's fight.
Yeah.
So she's just doing it. She's doing what she's trained to do, and she's on like automatic mode. And then she realized what she did, and she's like, "Holy shit, I got him!"
exactly.
Okay, now what?
oh wow, training works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
And yeah, so again, we talked about I think 2 weeks ago, we talked about
she should be the
number
Titan instead. They can put a mortar on her.
Yeah.
we talked about the number of casualties that they had, and it wasn't very much. And so now that they've lost 2 more, they continue to go ahead and feel the effects.
How many did they lose before? Like 3?
I think
It was
4.
undetermined without Lima Squad. It was 4 confirmed, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
there was
Lima
6,
Squad came back.
There was 6 in
except
Lima Squad.
For
So it was presumed 10.
Lobov.
Yeah. So, and then they said Lima Squad came back.
Yeah, Lima
So
Squad
it's
was
probably,
there.
So then it's 6 total. Sasha, Labov, and 2 others.
Yeah.
Or
So-
4 others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyron
So they
says-
had 6 casualties in total.
Kyron in chat says, honestly, the response to Gabi is amazing. When they interrogate her, she's like hating them. And Armin is like, why though? That was our great grandparents, lol.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, if I was actually thinking about this the other day because I did recently watch a entire AOT timeline explained video on YouTube.
Oh,
and
sick.
honestly, it cleared up so much for me because it wasn't like in season order and it tells you the foreshadowing. It's like, okay, this is what happens at the beginning. This is Ymir. This is who she was.
chronological, yeah.
It's all chronological. And it helps me understand it so much better because, we all know the pieces of Attack on Titan, but actually setting
Having
it
it
out
laid out,
in a
yeah.
chronological story-wise in terms of like how Titans came to be, how it's affecting now, like even the conversation between, I mean, we're going to get to it, but like how Yelena and Onya Capone are even helping them right now. There's a whole conversation we see later on in the season that it whole pretense is that. But so
Kyron,
Like, Kanye said-
Kyron wants sauce.
sauce, Lexi. But anyways, what I was gonna say was about Armin being like, why though? That was our great grandparents. Is because Attack on Titan, if I were to explain it to someone,
I wonder if Kyron's asking for the source.
is
He is. He's asking for the video. That's what sauce is.
oh yeah, it's well, I'll tell you in a second. But it's on. I'm sure if you look it up, it's on there.
It's on
I'm sorry.
YouTube.
and
Go
it's
ahead,
explained
continue.
really well, but it's on YouTube. But if I were to explain Attack on Titan to someone, like in terms of story, without actually spoiling anything, just to be like, what is it about, really quickly, I would tell them it's essentially propaganda about other areas being spread about other people and realizing that you really know nothing. Essentially is what it is. You really don't know anything.
We're all just getting brainwashed.
Yeah.
Realizing
so
that
do not trust.
media is taken as truth and no one truly knows the truth.
Yeah.
Was it a 2-hour and 30-minute video?
Yes,
Kyron,
it was.
sauce channel name is Overused Bruh. OVERUSEDBRUH. Capital B.
I watched it live.
The entire Attack on Titan timeline explained.
Explained.
There you
Yeah.
go. Shout out.
These geezers don't know sauce.
I'm
sorry, guys, I don't know what sauce is.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, y'all.
Lexi's a boomer teacher.
That's
I
how
am
it be.
actually. Like all these kids are like 6, 7. I'm like, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Average volleyball national athlete.
Yeah, it's overused, bruh. The entire Attack on Titan timeline explained. He does a great job of it, by the way. So
There
if
is
you guys
that.
want to check that out, please do. It helps me. It actually helped me. You think I would know Attack on Titan? It helped me understand it so much clearer now.
I'm waiting for Josh to chime in and be like, "That's mine. That's the one. That's the one I go to."
Yeah.
But yeah, so
My chest.
the casualties is what we were discussing and stuff, and we're talking about Lobov's death, and it's crazy how it's like things can just change so suddenly when
Yeah.
here they are celebrating victory, and then now they're getting ready to go ahead and feel the effects of losing a very important comrade. Not to say that any of the other were like, I guess, lesser than, but we're talking about an OG here. We're talking about Sasha, and this is happening in front of Jean and Connie. And
Armin and Mikasa and Aaron are all in the other room, having no idea what's happening.
With Zeke.
With-
Or Smoke Man.
yeah, yeah.
Smoke Man and Levi.
With some guy, some blonde on the floor steaming. I don't know who that is.
Exactly.
He's always got his butt out. I don't know who he is. Some people call him the Beast.
But just thinking about too,
They
like
call him in college.
in terms of like again, just like
No.
me being an empath,
Of course, yeah.
I can only imagine the feeling that Jean and Connie have in this moment, and the feeling that is gonna linger throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Until we get that last moment.
Yeah. But
And,
just like,
Even that makes
What?
me want to cry. Fuck.
like you can tell, I know, just thinking about that. Because even in the way, also, Zach, great job. That's why I wanted that applause with the way you voice Connie, because you can tell
I tried
even.
to force that one out.
Yeah, no, because you can really tell that, and you did a good job of expressing it, that Connie's a little in disbelief. He's like, there's no way.
He's caught off guard. He doesn't.
They've all
He's
endured.
in shock, quite
Yeah.
literally.
First stage of grief, denial.
It's like, can you imagine going and enduring so much, surviving so much, dealing with so much, whether it's just like Kenny and his crew.
They just
whether it's
felt so sick.
Imagine
battle
going
in
through countless
Shiganshina,
battles together.
Whether it's just
They
exactly all
just
those
got
different
back
battles.
from a crazy mission together,
Yeah.
just celebrating about how I'm so glad you guys
Yeah.
all made it back.
And then infiltrating
You guys
a
are
foreign
special.
territory.
Yeah.
And then what takes Sasha out is a rogue child.
yeah.
that Labov hesitated.
Yeah. And again, yeah, exactly. You talked about hesitation and stuff, right? I mean, it's like,
Labov hesitated. Jean hesitated.
yeah. And there are those moments where
Flock wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
you can even
Sorry, I got mad at that one.
you can even
But-
say too that Sasha herself hesitated to a point because she saw Gabi as well.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't go ahead and take that
Sorry.
child.
Jacob, I think that was an inside thought. I don't think you meant to type that out and submit it in chat.
You're talking about the second to last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I laughed at that one earlier.
He said, I know sauce, but I usually hear the word sauce related to hentai. I think that was an inside thought there, bud. They called him the beast in college. Ha 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 ha. Thank you for liking that one. You like that one? Thanks.
Called him the hammer in the longest yard.
I'll be back next week. Same material.
But with hesitation, we see that like
No innovation.
hesitation has its consequences.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It wasn't Flock's fault. He wasn't celebrating that. Okay, but the fact that he was celebrating instead of watching the door is,
They hadn't left
problem.
enemy airspace.
yeah.
Protocol says you don't shut the fuck up until you leave enemy airspace.
And I want to go ahead and think about
Now I'm gonna be bummed all night.
the timeline of
Hey, just look at Coda.
how season 4 plays out, right? I want to think about the timeline here.
Cry.
If Sasha doesn't die in this moment, right?
All right.
Now
So let's say it is Flock. In terms of our poll,
let's just say that like nobody ends up passing over in this moment.
She
But-
misses.
Say it's a non-lethal
Or-
shot.
Or what
they
if
grab
it's-
her gun real quick.
What if okay? I don't,
Flock
again,
pulled it
I don't
down.
want. I don't want to say again that like that any of these
I mean,
deaths
Falco
is lesser than, but
pulled it
like,
down.
what if she goes out there and she just like kills another soldier that is
A rando.
unnamed or whatever.
Yeah,
stuff,
but that
you know?
doesn't have the same impact.
You know. And then now they
I mean,
go
she
ahead
did.
and they have
Lobov.
and then they go ahead and they have
True.
now have Gabi and they have Falco as well over in this airship and stuff, right? And Sasha, she is still there. Does that change anything at all in the story? Does it change anything? I don't understand. We have the only thing that changes would be her character arc with Niccolo, but does it change anything?
Yeah, because then they'll have another person. Well, I'm trying to think in terms of all the.
When
they go back?
she could have
The thing
stopped
that-
Gabi from
Yeah.
commentating Aaron. Sorry,
Yeah.
the thing that does
Could've stopped
impact
Gabi
the
from
story
shooting.
is that girl that Sasha saved as a child, and then the one who she now holds resentment towards Gabi when she finds out Gabi was the one that killed her older
Oh
sister.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is what obviously what changed over in the storyline and stuff.
That's what
right?
helped Gabi figure out. Like,
But I'm trying to
oh,
think about it, too,
hate
'cause
begets
then-
hate.
Yeah.
Sasha would be there when they all get locked up and jailed. Sasha would be there when the wine thing is an issue. Sasha
Does
would be there
Sasha-
with Niccolo.
Does Sasha try to, and not that it actually happens, but when Connie decides to go ahead and take Falco, right, over on a journey,
Oh, right.
does
She
Sasha
goes
prevent
with
that
them.
from happening?
No, I feel like she would go with.
No, I think she's going to go with him and... Who Who is the?
Oh, good, Kyron. We appreciate you.
Oh,
stopping
no
by,
worries,
man.
Kyron. Good
Hopefully
night, man.
You
Good
get to
night,
go
you old
ahead
fart.
hopefully you get to join us
We're all
next week,
geezers
bro.
here. Thank you.
We understand that it is late for a lot of you over in different time zones, but again, appreciate you popping in, man, and glad that you're back, and hopefully we get to see you and chat with us next week.
Yeah.
All right, good night, brother.
Good night, man.
Yeah, so
John.
He's like, I'm the geezer over here yawning.
I know I'm over here fucking yawning while I'm saying bye and shit.
so that's what I was thinking to myself too. I was like, okay, we understand that this death is obviously a devastating death, but does it change anything if she's alive?
I'm trying to think of specific moments. I mean,
Other than she probably would also join in on the fight, right?
Yeah, it'd just be good to have another reliable soldier.
maybe we wouldn't have lost another woman. Who knows?
What's the reference?
I said maybe we wouldn't have lost another woman, another OG later on in the season.
Why am I blanking on another?
Glasses.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You're right. No, I feel like
Don't
that
make me say it.
I feel like that was a moment that
Too.
Hanji needed.
No, Hanji needed that moment. That was Hanji
and
needed that moment.
they wouldn't have escaped without Hanji.
She's like, dude, just let me
true.
go out in a cool way, dude.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to do this shit no more.
I'll do
Because
it.
even Hanji was so dead set on like, yes, finally this is my time.
Yeah,
So,
let me have this.
They let me have this, and
And she went out like a
Fucking
trooper, dude.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my God, Titans are beautiful. Okay, well, let's do this then. Hopefully you guys escaped. Cool.
yeah.
She went out the way she loved.
It didn't really seem like
naked
she
people.
suffered. You know, she woke up and was like, oh my God, guys, let me tell you about, like, I'm so glad I get to, like, watch from up here with you guys now. Which, honestly, whenever we review that, even just talking about it now, I can, like, feel the frog in my
I already
throat.
know that like the moment we go in and we cover that, and then Zach gets that Irvin line.
We're not going to be able to get through that episode.
No.
We're going to
No.
need tissues at the ready.
I
We
know.
need you to
I'm
bring
gonna
Coda.
tissues, yeah.
I need you to bring Coda because
Any major death episode, Coda will be
when
here.
you were reading about Sasha dying, I was just looking at Coda. I was like, it's a cute dog. Cute dog.
As I was reading it, my eyes started tearing up.
Yeah,
And
because it's really
It
deep
hurt,
stuff, and you're very empathetic too. I mean, we center our whole lives around this freaking anime. So
I started hearing my breathing in the mic, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna keep going with this. 'Cause
No,
I'm
yeah,
also
yeah.
like starting to cry. and
that's the
shit.
one thing. So everything from here on out going forward, just allow the emotions through.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
don't hold back anything.
ready for
Attack on
stuff,
Titan
you know.
deserves that.
Yeah. And the more emotion that we express whenever we go ahead and try to bring these characters alive, the
Stretch
better.
it out, baby.
That's just the
Stretch
best.
it out.
That's the best way I can go ahead and kind of describe it. Is just like the more emotions we express to these characters, the better.
Yeah.
You know, just like even like
And we're really
you,
trying.
Lex, in the first part with Gabi, when I explained that moment right through the note taking process of like, she whispers, to Falco, and then
I did know that I had a little speech, so I rewatched it a couple times.
so that it is helpful because you went about it and started with this moment of like trying to go ahead and gather thoughts, speaking to Falco, and then take it to an emotional level to
Yeah.
where the more she talks, the more upset
Like
she
the
gets.
more she's reliving it, is the more that she's like, holy shit! Like we have to kill them.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I really do get where Gabi's coming from. I know I shit on her a lot, but I really do get where she's coming from.
So, I mean, we all got it in season 1.
Yeah.
and
So I really do get it.
It's just a lot quicker pace in terms of action taken.
Yeah. It's just that we already have this whole preconceived, these are our people, these are our protagonists,
We
good
have
guys.
hive mind.
Yeah.
Bias.
can you do me a favor, Lex? In the notes, can you go ahead and just jot down that question of just like if Sasha never died, would it have changed the overall
the
story?
story?
Yeah.
Because
It had to if Eren killed her off.
as much as we love Sasha as a character and don't want her to die, I'm finding right now a difficult way to go ahead and think that
Validating
like
that call from Eren.
that like things would have changed so drastically, like the same thing would be said with Jean and with Connie. It's like if one of them were to die,
Maybe she ends up killing Flock at some point.
I mean that's true.
Maybe she takes away that big scene that Jacob was talking about.
Yeah.
Because then maybe she just fucking
Maybe.
shoots him out of the sky.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah. As far as how the story plays out from here on out, I guess it just goes no. I guess
Give me
it
that
is.
what if.
It is. It's difficult to go ahead and think about specific moments, but I guess if you want to go ahead and kind of get into like the.
I mean, the best part about what we're doing is every episode
Yes.
after this, we can talk about how Sasha could have made it better.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
It's when MIA came back just to trash on Flock.
Yeah. So, beginning with again, where we went on and discussed, Lobov again has decided to go ahead and help out. He allowed John to go into the airship, and now Lobov has informed us that the Lima squad they have rendezvous with the group. Everybody's accounted for. He also over to the airship. Right, he says, "Tell the bridge we're good to ascend." They're getting ready to head home,
Yep.
and then
Thank God he took over for Jean. Because Jean would have hesitated. Just like he did with Pete.
or shit, we could have lost John,
Yeah, we probably would have lost.
and then
Sasha. Shit, can you imagine that?
Or Jean and then Connie.
I wouldn't have been able to handle a scene with Connie, like
Yeah.
dealing with that.
Exactly.
Oh, he would have been broken. He would
Yeah.
not be in the final
Like
episode.
the optimism guy.
Like, can you imagine?
Having
Okay, hold on.
no
Oh
reason
shit!
for
Oh
optimism.
shit! Oh shit!
We're just building a new
Hold on.
Levi.
Can you imagine that? Let's say, for the sake of
I don't
it,
want to.
John is
hurt.
on the outside. John is how Gabi got over to the airship, right? And Gabi just did what she did to Sasha. Connie is feeling every bit of that, in utter disbelief and shock. But then, not only that, but then he eventually ends up seeing
Yeah, he's like, "Where's
Jean's
John at? I need to tell
corpse.
John."
Jean's corpse
Just hanging.
just hanging, whatever.
Or like, "Who's watching the door?" And he sees. Yeah.
He would be
Jean-
an absolute broken man.
I thought Jean was watching the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
fuck.
would be a broken man.
Another one of my characters would have been taken from me.
I know.
I know.
Another one
Hey.
of your characters.
Welcome to the club.
I know. You know what?
Yeah, you just lost.
You're not done
I
yet.
did. I did just lose one of my. It's
Yeah.
okay. So did that new voice actress who only voiced her for the last season.
Jake,
Oh my
I would have
God.
watched that door.
I would watch that door. Okay.
Lowercase W. I would watch.
I would watch that door.
Yeah.
Dang, man. Well, we
Well,
finally.
shit, if you're watching that door, I'm sorry, bro. That means Gabi's taking you out, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna be just like LeBeau.
Well, we finally went over it, man.
Yeah, we did. We discussed it. We're gonna go talk about it more next week.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because that's how we ended.
We
this
have to
episode with.
emotionally break it up into two parts for us.
Also, we do have 2 responses for the Q&A, the live Q&A.
Oh, okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll read those.
Yeah,
but,
whenever you're, just letting you know.
Yeah.
Sick.
Whenever
so
we're done with our thoughts.
I wanted to go ahead and talk about kind of the start of it, right? About how with Lobov's death and Gabi, she is pretty damn. She's pretty damn good at what she does, man. I gotta say, she. In this
I
moment,
hate to say it,
She's been
And-
doing it from the womb.
but that bitch can
basically.
shoot.
in this
I
moment,
hate
though,
to say it.
in this moment, right, as she is still trying to go ahead and find out a way how to go ahead and get over the airship, right? She she obviously guns down Lobov, right, which is like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like,
That's already a feat in
yeah,
itself.
I
right
know.
between the fucking eyes too, you know.
I know.
And
He's
then-
like flying on a blimp.
Yeah,
He's like the definition of moving target.
Yeah.
yeah, and then
Omnidirectional movement.
not just that, she goes out there and she sees now the equipment that that they're using, and she more or less sees how it works, or at least how to get over to the airship, and there really is no hesitation in her mind, right?
Nope.
She is like, she tells Falco, of course Falco ultimately is still chasing her, and Falco's trying to give her every opportunity to go ahead and not do it, trying to stop her
Yeah.
and stuff, but again, like, she is dead set in her ways, and she is willing to go ahead and sacrifice herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she
So
goes out
much
there and
so.
she tells him, like, I'm gonna kill as many island devils as I can, right? She goes, talk to my mom and dad, talk to Ryan and the others, tell them that I fought my hardest to the end.
Yeah.
Even if I'm killed up there, all of you will carry my spirit forward, right?
She's fully prepared to just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna die for the cause.
Yeah.
I'm going up there and I'm doing as much
This
damage
is a
as I
child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so
can. Give my life
also
for Pakistan.
she tells
the equivalent.
Falco as well,
Poor
like,
timing.
you take care.
That's 4 times.
you're one of the good ones, right? And then so again, this is like a moment where Gabi's preparing to go ahead and do whatever it takes to go ahead and seek revenge over on these island devils, and she again doesn't have necessarily fear, because I feel like fear would go ahead and cause hesitation, and there's no hesitation here in her mind. The only hesitation is Falco preventing her from doing that, right? And so the moment that she has an opportunity, she goes and decides to ascend over to the airship.
Sorry, I just saw Koda's baby belly. He
He's
still
so
has
cute,
he
huh?
still has a puppy belly.
I know he does.
Oh my god.
Right where his chest meets his stomach, that's like a permanent kick spot.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like,
Yeah.
Other than what Falco goes on to go and tell Gabi, in terms of again trying to go and stop her, telling her, you know, she's gonna get herself killed, right? And
I'm glad the potty pad's there.
and other than recalling again
Accidentally.
more of the conversation that he's seen or had before in the past. Again, this one is a conversation that Rhino went on to go and have with an unmotivated Falco, because this is when he's kind of given up, and then, you know, that's when, you know, Rhino had to go ahead and have him a reason to fight and stuff, you know, when Falco decided, you know, take it upon himself to go ahead and essentially
Let me give
save
you your motivation.
Gabi. And
Your motivation is to save my niece.
yeah, and so he recalls again that conversation where Rhino tells him, like, surpass Gabi to protect her, spare her from the dark future that we face. And Falco tries to express as much over to Gabi as before they're getting ready to go ahead and crash into the side of the freaking, you know, airship. You know, Falco goes on to tell her that
The only way a dumb teenage boy knows how.
I'm the one who should inherit the armored titan. You hear me? And
Okay.
and then that's when the conversation ends, and you know, unfortunately, Gabi does what she does, and yeah, Sasha has been shot. You know, Connie is stunned. Jean tried to go ahead and quiet down the crowd, but damn it, Flock likes to celebrate, man.
Actually, you know what? I'm not done voicing her yet. She's got one more line in her.
She has one more line.
She's got one
Very
more line
true.
in her. I'm not done voicing her yet.
Next week's your death anniversary.
Next week is when we say
Yeah.
goodbye to the voice of Sasha.
Yeah.
Second voice of Sasha. Third voice of Sasha.
To the third voice of Sasha being me.
Yeah, this was a tough one, y'all. I told you that this was going to be a difficult one, and I appreciate you all for sticking around with us. Lexi's going to go ahead and give us the 2 responses that we do have, and then we can see if we get any more next week, and we'll talk about them. But yeah, so who do our friends want to cast Pedro Pascal as in AOT?
We have Josh. Shout out Josh.
Shout out.
Wow, it doesn't even show up in chat. That's crazy.
I know. He said probably Flock.
What?
Yeah.
Well, hold on, Josh. You
That's
are insightful in a
crazy.
lot of different ways, but hold on. Are you getting paid by Jacob?
I know. I'm like, is this Jacob's account?
Why, Josh? Why are you casting Pedro Pascal as Flock? I need
Yeah,
more.
I got to get more context on that
Yeah.
one, bud. I'm sorry. I
Now
got
you
to
gotta hop in chat before we end stream, bro.
Yeah, I got to
We need
hear your
explanation.
reasoning for that one.
I need an explanation for this one.
So when you listen to this in the
okay.
future,
When I
gotta hear
heard
that
Josh,
reasoning.
there are
Jacob, did you pay him?
I feel like there are a few characters that I would have been very surprised to hear, and Flock is one of those characters.
Just said Josh was out.
Josh was hacked.
Oh,
This is another one. This is another account. He just named it Josh. He's like, they'll never know.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't understand it, but thank you so much for the response, Josh. Wow.
Yeah, thank you, man. But I need to hear an explanation.
Who was it that had the crazy ass fucking hot take list? Or the hear me out list?
Oh,
That was
Tish.
Tish. Yeah, the crazy. You're the one who hacked Josh.
And zebra cakes.
And zebra cakes. You're the one
Hers
who
was
hacked
just live.
Josh. I know, Tish.
Jacob
You
goes,
hacked
I'd
Josh.
say Flock too.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
She's like, yeah, you know what? Pedro can be Flock. I don't agree, but I mean, if you guys make a valid case, then maybe I'm just
Also,
not saying-
too, like Flock is younger. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here?
True.
Josh, you're very, very wise. We appreciate your insight, but
This was a miss, bro.
Yeah, that was a miss. But thank you, Josh. Please answer more though, because I do love your hot takes.
because honestly,
I
Josh
miss you.
does have like a great
Yeah, Zach
perspective.
missed-
Josh is a
so
guy
I'm
on
sure,
shit, man.
I'm sure that with Josh's explanation, that I'm sure we'll get some sort of clarity.
Yeah, I want to hear just the reasoning.
I don't know if I'll agree with you, but I'll.
We don't have to,
understand
that's-
you.
But I at least want to
It's beautiful
understand where you're
because-
coming from.
Yeah, we don't have to agree, but
That's
we can
the
again
basis
understand.
of debate.
Yeah.
Firstly,
That's what we have to do for Attack on
firstly,
Titan.
Flock isn't a hear me out. I wouldn't touch him with the 6-foot pole. Yeah,
Good.
Maybe 7 feet,
yeah.
but not 6.
Definitely outside of COVID range.
He's a y'all have been captured.
Yeah, y'all have been captured. Help.
It's a Stockholm syndrome.
Oh shit.
And the other response that we have right now is from Bobby.
Uh-huh.
Bobby,
Yeah.
hello.
Shout out to Bobby.
Shout out, Bobby. He said, honestly, he doesn't look the part, but for some reason, I'm thinking Willie Tiber.
Oh, okay.
I can see him putting on a show like that.
Yeah. Just
gotta make
very,
him blonde.
like, spunky and,
Give him a wig.
yeah.
Willie Tiber's such an interesting character. I don't think we went ahead and did a fan cast moment with him last week. And
We have not.
Yeah, Willie Tiber isn't. That would be that's a fun one for sure.
Posh,
Mm-hmm.
tall, skinny, Timothy Chalamet.
No, I think that Willie Tiber is older.
I get like
Yeah.
30s.
Yeah.
They can make Timmy look older.
There goes Zach.
She said, Zach looks like Willie.
Yeah.
Let me,
You could be Willie
let me
Tiber.
lighten my hair again, grow it out more. You want me to just get fucking twisted up like a pretzel and eaten?
Yeah.
Like Aaron's gonna toss me up like a fucking popcorn kernel.
Yeah.
I think that Willie Tiber is an interesting character, and I think that Pedro Pascal would absolutely kill it too.
I don't disagree, Bobby.
Really?
I think Pedro kills.
But I still agree with my dad. I still think Hannes is a really good pick. I also do think
I think that's
Mike is
spot
a really
on.
good pick, but because I like Pedro Pascal, I want to see him more. So
Yeah.
I would want Hannes.
Yeah.
Aw, thank you.
Zach is my fan cast.
You're hired.
You've officially been hired. Congrats.
Yay!
Oh my god, I got my first gig.
There you go. We'll see you in season 4, Zach.
Yeah.
Like, it'll take some time, man. It'll take some time.
Gives you time to grow your hair out.
Yeah.
Oh, so true.
Honestly, you could go through a whole like transformation in the time that they would probably
You mean the 10 years it would take to get
Theoretically
three seasons
film it,
done?
yeah.
Tish goes Pedro as King Fritz.
No, Pedro Pascal is too nice
Pedro
of a
is
face.
Rod Rice?
As Rod Rice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
I could honestly low-key see Pedro as like a Kenny Ackerman.
Yeah, I mean that one works too.
He's got the gunslinger aspect to him.
Yeah.
My
Awesome.
nose hurts.
Josh, Bobby, thank you guys so much for the response. I think we're done here, guys.
Yeah.
We're done, and
These
we're gonna
geezers
go ahead and
have
wrap
work
up.
in the morning.
Oh
We're
my
gonna wrap
God,
up the
we
podcast
do.
episode. That is another episode of Attack to Talk. This
We
is
got
season
some dogs
4.
to meet.
This is our breakdown and
we
discussions
got some
of
dogs.
each of the episodes. We focused on part 2 of episode 8 of season 4. We will continue on with the story, and unfortunately, we will start next week off with a sad and emotional part of
Yeah.
our
So
breakdown.
just be emotionally prepared for us to start with.
Exactly. Damn. Wait, what?
Tish, what? Girl, go to bed.
Hold on. So this is perfect timing here. We got our code.
It's perfect code.
The code is actually in more depths higher up in chat. I don't know if one of you guys want to go ahead and see it and say the code that Jacob has for us.
He said it again.
He
code sleep, because we all need it.
Yeah.
Amen to that. It's code sleep. And Tish says, I've been awake for over 24 hours. I need a nap. Yes.
Yeah.
No, you need to sleep.
Yeah, slumber.
Yeah. Get some rest, Tish.
Go through your full REM cycle, girl. Otherwise, you're not going to feel... Or take a military nap. You know what? Kick your legs up.
Are you trying to get Coda Cam in?
Yeah, it's before we go ahead.
He fucking got his head.
Coda corner.
Hey,
Show
Bubba.
off that baby belly.
Bubba, you gotta wake up. He's like,
He's like, Dad, no.
Just let me hold your arm.
Look at that baby belly.
We gonna kick in? Yeah.
Baby
Like,
belly.
stop, I'm sleepy.
Travel prep is not easy. Oh, Tish is gonna be traveling.
Yeah, she
Ooh.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah, it's not.
Bye, guys. Bye.
I mean, I don't do it, but I watch Luca do it, and it looks stressful as hell.
Yeah. All
I
right.
just don't prep.
Like
I just
packing and
throw-
everything?
I just throw clothes in bag and
For
pray.
like a foreign country, because you're like, what am I allowed to bring? What can I bring? What can't I bring? What will I get arrested for?
As long as you're not bringing drugs, you're cool.
Yeah. Then you're like, what's the climate? What do I wear?
Bye, bye.
We appreciate you
Yeah,
guys so
Coda
much.
says good night to you guys.
Make
Look at
sure-
him.
Look at him. Oh.
Sleepy ass thing.
He said good night.
Bye, bye.
Said I'll look over at you once.
Bye, bye.
Almost froze to death in LA. Jeez.
Look at how big these fucking meat sticks are.
Almost froze to death in LA?
Crazy.
Okay.
I want to go ahead and do to say again, follow us over on Instagram if you do not. Follow us at Attack to Talk Podcast for your updates. The Q&A currently is live, and we hope that you guys go ahead and just want to go and respond to who you want to cast Pedro Pascal as. Yeah. Shout out to Nate. NatePlaysBad. Nate again is man, Nate goes out there and he helps us out so much. He gets the episodes
Hope you
ready
like
and
the
all
code
that
of
and stuff
content,
and
little
all that.
brother.
And he says it was too cold in March. I will be bundled and prepared this time. You're gonna be sweating.
And this is like probably freezing temperature for her.
Ooh, cutie.
Well, yo, baby. Oh my God!
I know.
I appreciate
Smash
you
that
guys.
like button, subscribe, leave a comment, say W Coda in the comment section below. Thank you very much.
I personally have nothing left for you guys other than just take in the Coda content here. The stream is ending soon. There will be no more Coda for the rest of the night.
Let
But
Coda
maybe we'll
inspire you
get
to
more Coda next week, or
I'll be back.
or only in all the emotional episodes.
Yeah. Let
but
him slumber.
I want to go ahead and leave you guys with again a huge thank you. You guys know what you guys mean to me. I appreciate you guys
Coda.
sticking around, covering the episodes with us. I appreciate you guys showing your support. It was nice to go ahead and see some of our
I
friends.
know. Thank you to those of you that ended up coming into chat. That was so cool saying hi to you guys again.
I missed you guys.
Bobby and Kyron.
Yeah.
Of course, it doesn't mean that I'm not having fun with, Jacob and Tish.
Yeah,
Tish and I basically share the same brain at this point. So
exactly. So yeah, a shout out to Zebra Cake. Zebra Cake says she's always
Yes.
first
shout out Zebra
because she
Cakes as
sees the
well.
preparation.
Shout out to those of you that also
She
listen.
pre-games the podcast.
That also listen after it's been edited and uploaded by Nate. Thank you, Nate.
Yeah, exactly.
And shout out
If you
to
guys
those
are
of you
on
who listen to it
YouTube,
then.
if you guys are YouTube frogs or Spotify spazzers, I don't know. Thank you guys for showing up. Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys like my dog if you can see him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's such a little cute.
Fucking loves making different poses, huh? You just can't stay in one spot.
I have
bro.
the brain cell at times.
I have the brain cell. That's what's up.
The
I like
brain
how you
cell.
misspelled times.
I know.
I just got to show
just
that
is
Lexi's using the brain cell to be
Sorry,
on
I
the pod
might be using
now.
it right now. My bad. You can have it back after we say goodnight.
Fucking just
I know.
throw it back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, we got him.
Did my pop scare you?
But all right, guys, this is your host AJ signing off, saying I love you guys, spread the love and positivity, love, hate, hate. And before we close, I would be remiss to not acknowledge all of the amazing moms out
Yes.
there. This Sunday is Mother's Day.
Bobby's Day.
Shout out to all the moms.
If you got a mom, you're celebrating with her. Tell her I
Hey.
said. Never mind. Don't tell her I said that. Tell her I said Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Yeah.
I know that our mom supports and checks out the podcast and stuff. And I want to say I love you, Mom. And
Moms are just awesome.
go ahead and I'll see you on Mother's Day, and I'll see you guys all next week. And be safe. And like I said, spread that love and positivity. That's all I got. Bye bye.
Yeah, Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mom I said what's up.
Tell your moms that I said was cooking good looking. Never mind, take that back. Tell your moms that happy birthday.